thoughts. Time to lay the toes. It's all about the doll. Now you lay it. It's all about the hard can. Where you can place it. It's all about your scene. If you can't stand it, it's all about the plans and who's gonna fake it. I am the doll. You don't wanna lay me. Damage control. No way you can see me. Fans all paying. I know they're angry. He's in the pain before Cody takes me. Throw your contracts. Please don't run. Too late up with bad gun. We are the big leagues and we make the rules. So move on up here and dance like too cool. Trying to figure out what your game is gonna be. Get over 4 months in NXT. Don't you forget there's no fans here today. Cause I have the tops and they're going to lay.
To the emergency room or the kids' room? The kids.
Children's emergency room. They won't let kids in there who aren't being.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being
Give your mom
fundamentally
the heads up. Tell her not
manipulated and
to
dictated.
flip out on them, because I'm gonna flip out
One
on
form
them.
of dictatorship is being in a prison
Alright.
cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free.
What the human race is suffering from is mass
Everything all right? Gotta go take care
hypnosis.
of business.
We are being
You gotta go take care of business
hypnotized
or what?
by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers.
We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, heading the clouds and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. But then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air. That's the reason I collect so many guns in my lab. I ain't never caught slipping, never underprepared. Yeah, they shade sign on me, they just spray it proudly. George Bush, the grandson of Alistair Crowley. They want you to believe the lie that the enemy Saudi. The enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. It's fluoride in the water, but nobody know that. It's also a prominent ingredient in Prozac. For real? How could any government bestow that upon people who believe in political throwback? That's not all that I'm here to present you. I know about the Black Pope and Solomon's Temple. Yeah. About the Vatican assassins and how they will get you, and how they clone Barack Hussein Obama in a test tube.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, heading the clouds and wanna wake up to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end.
Whoever built the pyramids had knowledge of electrical power. And you know that that's the information that they suppress and devour. Who you think the motherfuckers that crashed in the tower? Who you think that made it turn into ash in an hour? The same ones that invaded your own. The ones that never told you about the skeletons on the moon. Yeah, the ones that poison all the food you consume. The ones that never told you about the Mount Vesuvius tombs. The bird flu is a lie, the swine flu is a lie. Why would that even come as a surprise? Yeah, the polio vaccine made you die. It caused cancer and it cost a lot of people their lives. Do y'all know about Bohemian Grove? How the world leaders sacrificing children in robes? Lucifer is God in the public school system. I suggest you open up your ears and you listen.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, out in the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
If you can persuade people that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see, you got them. Because they'll laugh in the face of an explanation that portrays the bigger picture of what's happening. And they have.
Y'all, as we come live and direct here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen. Our boy Vinny Paz doing it real big for us once again as we open with David Icke and all the conspiracies that's fit to be tied and all the tarps that's fit to be laid here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen Infidels, because you know what it is. We have a shootout at midnight. The sequel's quicker. 44 Colt Jolt. All you seen was the flicker. You distressed like damsel, lost like little Hansel. Your flame couldn't generate the heat of a candle, and you get no heat with us infidels because we're not selling any of your stupid fan bullshit anymore here at the Conspiracy Horsemen. YOLO. Should have given him the real Rizzler at the fucking end right there, GGP. As we come to you live and direct. It's hot out here. It's hot in the streets. Whether you're in the ATL taking an L or you're in the NYC, my whole rap committee gets busy, and hopefully we can get Big Sale of Law in here soon enough, guys. But yeah, you know where it is. Twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman for the third time. Send up the flare, the dirty turnbuckle gifts. We're back, you guys. Happy to be here. Right now, all I see is myself in the window, Stevie.
We're doing some switching around. We're going to try to be a little fancy with this. So okay. I don't trust the active speaker on Ecamm Live, but you know, we're improving it a little bit every week. We'll see. Yeah.
And just killing it, man. As I'm impressed live by our production. This guy just stepping it up constantly, and I can't believe it's got to be close to 100 degrees in Atlanta, and he went for the 3/4 length baseball sleeves today just to take it away. Just when you want.
I was sitting in a sauna twice today, so the 90 degrees is actually about 20 or 30 degrees cooler than usual.
Did you get the new door? Did that one come smashed too, or no?
It was intact. So something went terribly wrong on the delivery process, and I don't know. I might have to file a complaint with the freight company.
They were probably just shooting a lot of Mentos commercials or whatever it is with guys carrying the door out, and they.
Well, the funny thing is that the guy called me and goes, "Hey, I'm a half hour out." And I was like, well, you know, you guys know I've been there twice. I know where it's at. And he drove right up. He knew. So that's how often the freight company's been there.
Yeah, you're synonymous. Your name at UPS is that motherfucker.
Yeah, pretty much. Here we go. We got everybody now. 4-box. Here we go.
Would you get a fucking anchor in the mail today?
That's it. Yeah, right.
Your new anchor workout system?
Life-size King Tut sarcophagus they delivered up there for him. Full weight, 1-to-1 scale. And we're at full weight here, you guys, as it's 4 deep. And hopefully we put a little show together for you tonight. It could be breaking Hameen. We'll get into that later. If it goes there, Sale's all goddamn proud of himself. That's not going to go to him right here. Babe GGP, you were first on the scene tonight. Money green leather sofa, buddy. Good to see you back there. How was Spider-Man? You enjoyed it? It gave you great.
Oh, was it good?
No,
It was really good. It was good. You got to stay. There's 2 end credit scenes that are amazing and the best end credit scenes in Marvel history.
Ben, can we go to the movies, buddy?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna see it, but I'm not gonna pay. I'm gonna steal it. Do everything else.
There's a lot of hidden messages within the movie. There's a lot of hidden messages in the movie that kind of play into what we always talk about. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, beat his fucking kids.
Yeah, I see the chat room loading up already. Bits from Purdue, garbage, X-Edge, Tuttle. So Mosier, Purdue, we appreciate you. Assistant Slim says, we're pussies. It's been 100 degrees in Texas for months. Yeah, come on up north during February. We'll see who's a pussy.
Pussy?
Come on up.
What?
But Nick Metal in there, Buckshot Kid. Bello being Bello in the house tonight. I saw Matt.
Birthday?
12 gauge in there. I think it's Jargo and Vickery's birthday. They all got birthdays at the same time. At this point, I can't tell them all apart. They all.
Yeah, aren't they the same guy?
At this point, really, they are. The magic gets done. Big Ray needs a new laptop, and I need to slap that smile off of Sal's face for giving me Ajit all day long. It could go from bad to worse, because when you get taunted by the giant, it's the worst feeling of all time. Go ahead, Sal.
Good hello to everybody. I just I'm running late. I had to get my fucking pod juice all set up. Had to run downstairs, come down, get on. I'm excited about today because we got tomorrow off. So
no, we don't.
No, why is that?
Oh, I will be at the track all day. Fireworks at night. Giveaways.
See what we're doing? We invited all the neighborhood dogs over to come to my house.
That's awesome.
That way we'll shut the doors, shut the windows. I bought these. This was when I first moved in. I bought these movie theater sound dampening curtains that let no light in, no sound in. So I'm going to close them down. I'm going to fucking crank the air conditioning up. Fuck you, Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking 65 degrees in my house. And then I'm going to invite everybody over. All the dogs are going to come over. We're going to watch some movies really loud and keep the fucking dogs distracted from the assholes outside.
Nice. Is the big dog going to be there? Is Roman Reigns going to show up?
No, unfortunately.
Now.
Are they beating Papadon now? Is that what's happening?
No, I said he sounds like Papadon. Everything's a wrestling reference. Here he is right here. Let's get the empty chair right there. Look at him at the G20 summit. Look at that empty chair.
Yeah, so that's and I'm glad to be here tonight. We're good. I have wait, ready? Where'd it go? Fuck did it go? I had a note. I wrote notes.
Oh boy.
Nah, it's gone.
Remember the last time you actually went looking for like a notepad and what you ended up finding? Right. The mysterious manual?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then that manual came up missing at the indie show.
Yes, it did.
It was crazy. So yeah, I'm glad to be here today. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward to everything about it. I don't
know. All right, here's the 401 on that. I hit him up to say, "Can you download Skype?" Now that
Skype for fags and pussies.
Yeah. He's like, it's all for
the fees, and
but he's like, a friend of mine's helping me. Now that means he could be talking to a raccoon that is helping him in the woods, or a deer.
The raccoon is setting up his satellite dish right now as we speak.
That's no metaphor for anything. That's like legit what could be going on. So we'll see. I told him I'd call him on the phone. If not, he still hasn't messaged me back.
Ben, regardless of you chewing your own teeth into nubs, I'm still looking forward to the show regardless. That's just a little extra mustard on it for me.
Yeah, man. I'll preface it, and then I'm just, hey, after I preface it, I fucking wash my hands. I'll come in and do some soft tosses that I know that he can just tee off on. But dude, this is your fault. Whatever happens from here on out, you are fucking driving the ship.
You know what though? No heat on me.
No,
not a lick.
And what he's talking about is a worker friend of ours who He's got a lot to say. If you're in his circle, he's said it a lot. He's not shy about being bitter about the business. So it could
Good stuff.
all unravel. Right.
And he's got some truths to drop. So let's just put a disclaimer out now that these are the truths according to him. Okay?
Yeah.
This is as far as we understand from him. So anybody's going to go running back and go, okay, you know what happened? You know what they said? And then you go, no, who said it? And you go, Ben and Stevie. It's not that. Make sure you explain.
It was all said.
It was all me. I did it. I was the one who said it.
No, that we preface this with, who knows? It could go swimmingly, and he could be a repeating guest. I would love it. I'd love to give him his shine. I like the dude. I'll finish with this. I'm glad he's on my side, and that's all I can say.
9
o'clock.
Malaka.
9 o'clock?
9 o'clock. You're home at 9 o'clock.
Yep. Mow the lawn till 9 o'clock.
Hold the hand up. Give him the 5.
There's no buts. You're 12. 9 o'clock.
There it is. Crack whip. Dad comes down, brings down the heat.
The only butt is your house. You're in this house at 9 o'clock. That's where your butt is. That's the only butt.
That's right, guys. So stand up and walk straight, fly right, because tonight we're going to just catch up on a couple cool things that we've been seeing passing around. Obviously, the alien stuff continues. We can't not talk about that. But the big news today, which I'm sure all of you were very upset that you couldn't fap it to some Instagram models because
Sorry.
That's all right. IG was all fucked up. Facebook was all fucked up. And it's going to be until you get over to ProWrestlingTees.com/BinHameen/SEG shirts/Stevie Richards/Greek God Pop It On and save 20%. Then maybe I'll turn your Facebooks and your Instagram back on, morons, so you can get back to watching girls you could never have do squatch in the gym and bang energy drinks all goddamn day long. Then you can get back to your pro wrestling bullshit chat rooms and spout off your worthless opinions once again. Stevie, I know you're following it all.
Yeah, it was that scene from The Simpsons like last time when everything went down where the kids come out and they kind of like, rub their eyes and they realize there's a real world out there. Although this time I think people, now we see the other side of it. Now, what people are saying, oh my God, it's down and what are we going to do? We're looking at what are they trying to hide? What data dump are they doing? What evidence are they getting rid of? Especially with Twitter. Facebook pretty much said, and Twitter said, that they're going to try to hack the election in 2020. I wonder if there was the inkling of any kind of investigation or even indictments, and they needed to shut it all down because it's been down for pretty much, like 12 hours now? It's been down for a while.
And let me just jump in here with either both sides of this argument, because we did the Project Veritas show where they admitted to that and were caught, and they're talking about ML language, machine language, AI, algorithm, ML algorithms, I believe it was. And now here we are with, you think they're trying to scrub something, but what if they're really just saying, because what came through in that Project Veritas thing is they think they're untouchable still, that they're not worried about being broken up or being brought back in front of Senate. They're not going to be able. Their people are so hooked on information, there's no way they could break them up. And even if they do, they got a plan to capitalize that way as well. So they're just going forward and dropping new algorithms that are going to be a complete AI and machine language system, as we've seen changes in Japan in the last week, mimicking China's social media credit system, identical. And even foregoing new technology, it's not just facial recognition, but your frequency of your heartbeat is how you'll be identified personally and along these lines. Now, all that being said, I got to give huge props. And if you haven't listened at hackerhameen.podbean.com or at infinitefringe.podbean.com, our own Billy Ray Valentine scored a huge interview with David Icke, and they talk about the AI process and us creating our own digital prison around us where we're doing this and just accepting this 5G and all of these new, we're past facial recognition onto something else already. We didn't even talk about Vault 7. Nothing ever came of that with all of the website stuff that was in there. I know I'm putting a big big bunch of it here together to land on you, Stevie, and you, GGP. But here, let me pass the mic with all that.
Volt 7, unfortunately, was nothing more than information that we know that basically confirmed what we already knew, that our devices are listening to us.
Sure.
And it was leaked documentation about that, saying that whatever it was a theory is now a fact. And everyone got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Also, all those seeds from the different plants that are being saved in some containment unit in case of a nuclear event. That's all.
Well, and what people thought it was something to do with the seed bank, and really it was codenamed something else. So that was just a CIA deep state fucking not even CIA, some NSA agency that we probably didn't even know what its codenamed is without going back and really researching. And they were naming things hilarious to me of what they were naming code. But
the name of the agency was SRF.
Oh, yep. That was it. They went upstairs and
SRF is SRF can actually claim losses at this point. Only it wouldn't be a work.
Yeah, shipping those kids in from China is expensive. I understand. Expenses more than revenue. Got it.
Hey, talk to Mikey. Don't talk to me.
There's the whole workforce of the border. Citizen Slim just got to make some money getting them over here. Stevie, what are you thinking about? I don't know, Sal, if you had listened to the David Icke and Billy Ray Valentine, but I did, and I think Stevie did too. So I just wanted to put that over how incredible that is.
How do you know I didn't? You didn't even bring me up.
You know what? It does
just totally skip me.
Regardless of the fact.
Nice.
Stevie and Ben listened to it. We're good.
Did you listen to it?
Did I listen to it? I neither can confirm or deny that I did.
So I thought, trying to heat me.
I'm not trying to heat you.
But, we're there, guys. I got to say officially, when in 1 year you have David Icke, James Fetzer, who was the other? Max Egan, Dr. Jana, right?
Jonda.
Jonda. I always botch it. Sorry.
And
who do we have from
We can have a surgeon.
MVCC when we went and saw Alien Guy?
You know who's another guy that puts over a lot of stuff is that Amp TV guy. Have you ever seen his stuff? Hasn't been in my feed, but he still makes videos. The guy with glasses and kind of not long hair, but longer hair. Do you remember?
I don't know if
Bill Barons, no?
Bill Barons, yeah. But I'm saying we're there with where we need to be when you got to put yourself alongside the Ancient Aliens dudes and David Icke, and now we're getting there, guys. I feel like that's a huge step forward that Billy Ray accomplished for all of our platforms.
Well, definitely. Now we have to have David Icke on our platform and hit a home run grand slam with it.
Absolutely.
Did you guys see the work in England?
No, please.
The work called the MLB, where in the matter of one inning, they scored 12 runs in the first inning, 6 by the Yankees, 6 by the Red Sox. My theory is they try to make the game actually entertaining. So this way they can come back and fill up another soccer stadium and charge X amount of dollars for tickets to make more money. At the end of the game, it was 17-13. It was last time we seen a baseball game, 17-13.
Shit.
You think they told them they were just fucking meatball it over the plate?
Is the wall like 280? Like guys,
the wall was a little shorter than normal, but that still doesn't. It wasn't like it was 100 feet shorter. It was like maybe even 50 feet, 30 feet, whatever.
That still means they got to hit the ball. Period.
Yeah.
Work. All right. So total work. Why expose yourself like that?
I don't know. I was flying and I was watching the game because my fucking TV thing wasn't working on my seat, so I had to watch it. The guy next to me, he was watching it, so I was forced to watch it. Not that I hate baseball. I love baseball, but I'd rather watch a movie on a flight. And I see the Yankees are killing in the first half of the first inning. They score 6 runs. I'm like, holy cow, it's incredible. I go up to use the restroom. By the time the line dies down, I get in, do my business. I get out, sit down in the seat. It's the second half of the first inning. It's 6-6. I'm like, what? I was like, what a work.
At least it wasn't the fucking Mets.
Well, the Mets won last night. I like the Mets, so you can go fuck yourself with your fucking Flyers.
Oh, too. We got them in our backyard here.
What?
Syracuse Mets. That's the big thing there because they used to be the Sky Chiefs for Toronto. Now it's all Mets. So everyone's super hard in New York. Like Syracuse sports fans with the Horsemen weren't asshole enough about everything. We needed one more thing to double down on.
Gotcha. The Mets suck. I'm a Mets fan. I could say the Mets suck. They should get sold off and bring the Jets and Giants back to New York. But anyway, that's just me.
Stevie, what did you think about the, to get it back all the way around, the AI prison that they talked about us creating, these changes that we saw today in Facebook, and we don't even know what the new update is going to be and why it's all, and WhatsApp, that was the other one, it's all fucked up. So we can't see pictures in Messenger. WhatsApp's messed up. I could pre-program stuff through Hootsuite today and it would post, but if I tried to do things directly through Facebook or Instagram, it was all messed up.
It's a scary time because I can see people. What's that?
You're like.
I'm trying to do my Skip Bayless thing. I'm practicing for the fucking. I'm practicing for sports talk shows where I can just go. No, watch Skip Bayless. There's an art to it.
You were so fucking taxed by that question.
The courage of my convictions. So, not the convictions that most wrestlers get, but I'm talking about my beliefs.
I can't even see him. I still can't see you. Anyway, go on.
You can? Oh.
No. Anyway, go on. Doesn't matter.
There you go. So anyway, that was not an edgy middle finger from SmackDown. That was actually me doing the John Cena thing as a rib. Just for you. I'm going to start narrating what I do. I'm going to reach. I'm scratching my head.
Much better. It's much better when you narrate your whole life. That's awesome.
Here I am thinking about where I went wrong. It's such a crazy fucking scary thing because even us who are, I would think, higher level, enlightened, smartened up, all this stuff and everything, we still do the Pavlovian thing of, damn, Instagram and Facebook is down and we see the deeper thing, but our initial primate response to this thing is, holy shit, I can't post pictures. I can't do this. I can't let people know what I'm doing. We all have to be honest about that. Like, I can say, hey, I run my business. We all say we run our brands, but in essence, we feel disconnected from the world when that's not even the real world. That's the simulation theory that David Icke and other people talk about. And this prison is actually the scariest prison of all because we, like he says, we're in a prison with no walls. We created ourselves. So you're talking about bigger. This is a bigger paradigm shift than even when people get it out of their fucking head that like, holy shit, the Kardashians don't count because a UFO just got caught on camera. Oh, another one did. Another one did. This is literally society's going to either. I think it's actually somewhat of a sociological test to see how people react to this, to see if they really do, lose their fucking mind. Like more so than if the banks or the ATMs close down when we finally have to cash in our debt or something. If something like this occurs, we don't know. Did people lose their minds? Were kids fucking just not sure what they're gonna do because they couldn't post it? Sorry for the long ass rant, but everybody's probably like, or nobody did anything. Everybody just sat around waiting for it to come back on.
It's like cyber MK Ultra testing. That's what it feels like. In the 60s, they did the MK Ultra with the acid tabs and giving people hidden drugs to see how they would do when they trip, or in the 50s, excuse me, causing the 60s and this hippie powered nonsense. So now they're doing it cyber-wise.
Well, now look at what they did with War of the Worlds. That wasn't planned, but they just set out a radio program and people lost their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Traffic went nuts. People didn't go to fucking stores and buy up shit and try to murder each other at Walmart. They got on the fucking road to get out of town to escape the Martian invasion. So look at that compared to now. Because right now, what if a UFO came in, and let's just call it in Jersey, and shut down the fucking internet in Jersey and was like, nah, we're going to take over Jersey. We'd all still be there. Everybody would still be in their fucking houses going, weird. Because today, I didn't know anything was going on. I was working, doing my dumb shit. And the only reason I looked is because a girl came in to the IT guy who sits across from me, and she goes, I can't get on Facebook. And he's like, okay, let me look. Server's up. Everything's fine. And he looked at it, and he told her, he's like, everything seems okay.
I was like, something's fucked because YouTube's running fine, everything's running fine.
And
so.
she's like, I just can't get on Facebook. And he looked at it, he says, you're not restricted. You have open access. They don't give a fuck. You can go on the internet here, do what you're going to do. And she's like, but I can't get on. And he's telling her, I don't see anything wrong. And she could not comprehend.
Can you fix my Facebook?
Why isn't Facebook going on? First of all, stop whispering. We can have the fucking internet in here, you asshole. Number two, I don't know why it's not working. And she just kept asking him, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? So then I went and looked on Facebook. I'm like, oh, Facebook's down. Fuck.
You should have ribbed the guy. You should have ribbed the guy and said, when you walked up to me, you should have went, my Facebook's not working.
Hey, I'm still a new guy there, so I'm not fucking with anybody yet. So.
Another 3 or 4 days, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Ben's checking his Facebook. It's not up yet, Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Your fucking
how,
Instagram beard oil pics aren't up yet.
Yeah, you know how I realized it wasn't working? I had to freaking deal with freaking Big Ray. Oh, that's a headache within itself. And him fucking trying to bark orders at me and me getting pissed off and him complaining like a little cunt that he is.
What about?
So, just trying to get the NFL podcast going.
His laptop's all fucked up. He needs a new laptop bad. So.
Well, maybe if he was professional and didn't fuck around with his laptop that he used for work, he would not have this problem. Separate business and pleasure. It's called fucking Business Ethics 101, you dumb fuck. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to fucking bury him too much.
What laptop are you on right now?
Me? I'm on my laptop.
Okay, just checking.
But you don't see me going on devious sites like he goes on to infest my computer with some kind of virus or whatever the case may be. I mean, the guy has a plethora of pictures that he sends out that are indecent. And a lot of them are about feet and chancletas, the little fucking Puerto Rican sandals. So, I don't know. It's whatever he's into.
All of his packets are jammed up in one spot.
Exactly.
Sure, whatever that means.
All right, go ahead. This is a great time for you to pitch a pop, and I'm going to bring the banner up. Go ahead, talk about the NFL podcast with this fucking piece of shit, Ray.
Is Ray going to watch a movie, or is he going to fake it?
Oh, he never watched Rogue One. He faked it. He's a liar. He's a Puerto Rican liar. But but I love the guy. But what do you call it? Let's see.
Be careful.
What are you gonna do? Steal my hubcaps? Come on. What did we talk about last night? We talked about, it was just a potpourri show. Just a bunch of little topics. We went into the NFL mailbag, and that was it. We don't call it that. I just figured I'd relate it to the other people that are listening to this show, and that's it.
Is it true that you don't pay him by check because he can't sign a check with a can of spray paint?
Nice. I don't pay him at all. I don't hire illegals.
Oh, Big Ray.
He's gonna hear this and cry like a little bitch. Why are you going off on me, Pop? Yeah. Not cool, man.
You gotta let me on the show. You gotta let me on the show to get back at him.
I gotta tell him why. Because that's fucked up. Everybody coming in on me. That's it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go tell Beazil. I'm going.
Yeah, he did a little thing. He was gone for a week, and Matt Schaffer produced the show. And
Matt Schaffer, he weighs 34 pounds plus.
Hey, whatever. He produced the show, and then he threw it up on the Hami Media Group, and he didn't have the link to throw it up on the regular Podbean feed that we have, because we have the double feed. And I'm like, he goes, Ray didn't tell me. I'm like, oh, way to drop the ball, Ray. Another week, another ball drop. Guy drops more balls than the New York Mets. I swear to God, dude.
He's trying to kayfabe. He was freaking out today, working hard, and his computer crashed for about 3 hours while he was doing production.
Hey, you never go against the family. You never let the truth get in the way of a good story. You get a fresh one.
I got you. I just let you know he was crying the fucking blues to me, too. So
it's all right. Like I said, we don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
We appreciate you coming all the way around. I do have first episode of I mean, in the can with Law Torello from Second City, and original player who put improv. And
Law Torello, is that the guy who sings "Punch Step Up to Get Beat Down"?
No, but he's a hip hop guy. And then I set something up with Mike Lehrer and
Mike Lowry
and Molly Erdman, who's doing a really great satire of Pocahontas right now. So I'm looking forward to some new ones, and maybe I'll drop tomorrow with Law. So
where can we find that show? Because I'd like to listen to that show. That sounds. I love Second City.
I actually cut a big promo on Second City in Chicago. HackerHotMean.podbean.com exclusive. Actually, I may replay it here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman because it's on video too. So maybe right here after somebody reminds me, gives me the Iggy, I'll start a replay of that if you want to do some late night comedy and catch the Ultra Kayfabe transmission on that. Back to close and button up that last talk we had about this AI world, about Hacker Hameen going deep cover on your Facebook and Instagram today. Can we tie in all this heat or whatever the bullshit was of Trump wanting to do a North Korea style fucking military parade tomorrow in Washington, D.C., and did not want to give the SJWs any fucking ammunition online to come at him as like a tyrant-looking dictator type dude. So they shut all that shit down for the next 48 hours.
Shit, I didn't know about that.
You didn't know about that?
Oh, yeah, he spent a couple million on the fucking rolling the tanks out, rolling out all of our hardware.
Somebody was going to cheer bits for doing that.
Nice. They've been rolling all types of Bradleys and fucking rocket launchers and tanks and all that to do a big, legit show of strength, which is, dude, while we're at the precipice of bullshit with Iran and he's meeting with North Korea last week, and now you just want to do a fucking throw your guns in the air and buck like you just
right?
So like fucking dude, you're trying to step up one way and call back a drone attack from a drone getting shot down and a false flag while the deep state's trying to fuck you. You meet in the demilitarized zone with Kim Jong, and now this is a bad move, son, to fucking fan your NRA base. Like, you already got them. You don't need to be doing that shit and give them ammunition. So to me, this is a fucking inside Trump deep state possibly.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I got to put it out there of, dude, can we draw one fucking tack to the other?
No, absolutely. But I think that the social media platforms out there are so against him that they would prepare themselves for something like this, and they would double down on their security.
They thought, dude, you want to compare Facebook to the NSA? Nah, dude,
Facebook is NSA, guy.
That's Sasquatch versus you in the ring, bro.
Sasquatch over. Because I won't show up.
You're NSA. He's Sasquatch's Facebook. They can get in that ass anytime they want by flipping a switch, bro. Like that Facebook don't control the internet, and they can target your whole shit. So I don't know, man. That's just me.
No, it's a good. It's a plausible theory, dude. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility. You know, I think the parade's cool.
I think they wanted to go off in the ooh and ah. But today, when they would have had, because there was warnings in D.C. of like, chill out, nothing's going on. They're just moving stuff in for the parade because they're to bring in fucking military level vehicles. Yeah, you got to do an invasion of the fucking city, man, and like you got tanks rolling through. You're like, holy fuck! And that's all you need is some bad PR. That's why they would have shut.
And then you heard that Pence got turned around, got called back.
I heard that story changed. I heard that he never left. The plane never took off, and they decided to cancel the trip, and that's all it was. So I don't know what's true, or they're covering their tracks.
I don't know how this ties in. Let me know.
Well, I'm just saying, if they rolled in the hardware, everybody sees the hardware coming in. So now you got locals saying, "What the fuck is happening?" Yeah, nobody understands what's going on.
About Pence, though, I don't even know what you're talking about with that.
There was like a big fucking oh my god. He took off on the plane, and then they called him back to the White House.
I tagged you guys on the fucking live coverage.
That's where I got it from, dude.
Yeah, I know. You're on point. The B team does its homework. The A team, he gets all the credit. This guy doesn't know about the parade. This guy doesn't know about Pence. We got fucking a little guy over here. This guy over there. They don't know.
This guy, what do you want from me?
Right, take the coffee to go. It was the fucking show.
A joke, for fuck's sakes.
I got World Star videos to watch, dude.
We were on a conference call.
Wow. Oh, he was talking to the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah. So, by the way, I want to just bring it back to David Icke. I'm going to do my wistful thinking out loud.
Big brother.
All right. They have a 1991 interview with it's a Wogan interview on BBC with David Icke. This is when he first really put himself out there since being a soccer player, because he used to be a goalie or something like that on European football.
Was that the
Gordon
interview
Ramsay.
where he's wearing like the windbreaker Sergio Tacchini
Yes,
jacket?
that is it. I'm going to try to play a clip of this because it's 14 minutes, but I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to skip a little bit ahead because they say in one part of this, he says that he's the son of God, which might be the reason why people marginalized him slightly after this interview. So let me try that. I'm sure we'll ask him about
than mere
See what happens when you say you're down
Is it
with
a
the sand
force
wizard?
of love and wisdom I've
Brings
just
nothing but heat.
described? Extremely funny in comparison, but they have people who believe that and expound that view have every right in
Sounds
the
like
world
a crowd during a
to have
freaking
that.
Sasquatch
So
comeback.
this
What's
is
going
going
on?
to be released
We
in
can't
a
hear it. You
controlled
can't
manner,
unless
as
you have
controlled as
Twitch up.
possible through earthquakes, through
He's like
volcanoes
a-
and such
he's like
like.
a mod
If they
from the
don't happen,
70s.
this
I
is
love
not
this guy.
punishment. If they don't happen,
How old is
there
he,
no
12?
Earth. Because of the way
Like,
the Earth's
look,
been
but
treated,
seriously,
the
like,
Earth is also
Come on, man. You know who else said they were God? John Lennon. We're more popular than good. And he got a fucking bullet in his face. This guy said it and he lived. And so now he's an asshole. But yeah, I can understand.
try to. All right, I got to figure out how to get rid of this video now. There, I did it. Learning something new every day. That was a nothing interview actually. Sorry about that. Everything after that has been better. It was all better after that.
Somebody capped in the chair. As switch it up to the awesome Bigfoot video that's I think Sal sent a new video this week, and not the Patterson Gimlin
4K footage.
4K, which is awesome unto itself, which could have been recreated in any video game studio. But Sal sent one with, it's pretty good, slowed down, where you see a goddamn Hulk of a Bigfoot just kind of sitting on his ass and picks up, I think it's a 24-foot piece by probably about, I'd probably have to say 6 to 8 inch diameter at the base. So not a sapling.
They said They said close to between a 12 and a 15-foot tree.
Yeah, and dude, he just fucking hucks it.
Yeah,
like not stand up and chalk it like a javelin, but gets the exact same fucking, like if you were to skip a rock across the fucking pond, he just flicks his wrist and a fucking tree goes flying, dude. Like he's just like, fuck this thing.
Or he saw people there and he was like, get the fuck away from me. And
then he just
and again, I sent it to you in the chat. I don't know if you could throw
it's
it
up
up
on the screen right now. I'm playing some of the footage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me pull that over. Yeah, because here's the thing. I dare somebody to say what it is. I dare somebody to go, oh, it's attached to a wire. It's a string, anything. I want to hear what people are talking about.
To work.
I want you. Well, prove it. For what? How? How are you going to work that?
Dude, it just doesn't line up with the physics of a human strength. Even if I was to 3D print an ultralight 12 to 15 foot tree branch that was made out of plastic, you paint it like a prop, and that it wouldn't fly like that.
It's too flimsy.
Yeah, it has the actual like weight of how a tree branch, and he breaks down birch, fucking beech trees, pine, how their weight and their density is and how they could do that. The dude goes in on the fucking video, and my old man being a fucking forester, I was like, all right, you got me. I'm a mark for that part. Like, if you're going to go that deep on.
That's the thing. He said, like, watch it. When you watch it land, it doesn't bend. If this was foam, you'd see foam wobble. You'd see foam bend. You'd see all this shit.
Unless it has a sauna door, then it would shatter like everything else.
Right. And he probably also got that tree for free.
That's true.
And that's a pretty good.
He might have been throwing the fucking thing because the sauna door broke for the third time. Because I'd throw a fucking 12-foot aspen 40 feet. I was that mad. Or is this Bigfoot sleeping 1 hour a night? Is this what's going on?
Could be. Was it filmed in Connecticut?
Dude, it literally looks like he's facing the left part of the screen. He just, like for good luck, throws it over his shoulder. Like, I don't know if he's either javelin or he's throwing it behind him. I don't know which way it looks like he's facing. Or Shay. Let's not fucking, or Z. Let's not fucking, be
but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just look at this and everybody can go, oh, would you film it on a potato? Sure, yeah, the film is fucking shitty. Okay, great. Explain what we're seeing. That's all I'm asking. And don't give me your fucking this is obviously, it's obviously what? I'm waiting to hear somebody tell me something that this is bullshit. And I'm open to it. I want to know. I'm down with it. But like to me, this is the most compelling thing I've seen as far as this shit goes.
Yeah, but why is it blurry? Why does it
Because
look like a
it's a
fucking
shit-
8-bit graphic fucking video game?
But even
I'm
if
just saying.
But it's somebody's phone. Obviously, this is a phone. Okay, and wait, I'm not gonna say, well, it's foggy, it's whatever else. But again, I don't know. I'm not gonna take this guy's his shit phone video and throw it away and say, nope, not real. His phone sucks. Yeah, now watch this dude.
The other one, they
go into this whole thing.
The old school footage that was remastered, that looks great.
Yeah, the 4K stuff looks good. But wait, Armand, it's a bear? Shut the fuck up. How is that a bear?
It's a bear.
How the fuck is that a bear, man?
I think Armand's a bear.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, it's definitely not a bear, dude. You've never been around black bears or grizzly bears if you think that's a fucking bear.
Ben, this is for you. Hang on, go ahead.
Bears don't throw things with one arm. They would have to use two arms to fucking chuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't just fucking grip gimmicks and chuck them like that, dude.
I'm going to bring up the 4K footage real quick of the...
Hang on. I just sent this to you guys in the chat room. Ben, check that out. That's for you, buddy.
Shit.
Oh.
Fucking see that thing, dude?
That's that. I've seen these big bastards,
dude. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, that's a monster. For those who can't see, let's see right
that's
here.
a grizzly bear paw. That's alive. They just tracked it. That's fucking amazing. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
That's a big one. You don't want to come across her coming out of hibernation or with a couple cubs. I'll tell you what, because that's probably the one that raped Leonardo DiCaprio right there. I'm here to tell you. That's the one that got him. That's an awesome.
But by the way, what's the verdict on this 4K remastered footage? Are they saying now it's more legitimate? Because they were saying hoax for so many years.
Well, it was filmed on what? A 144 DP 16 millimeter. Fuck off. People piss me off.
Why?
Okay. If something was done in the fucking 60s and people were like, oh, did you see the fucking resolution on that? Asshole, it's the 60s.
Well, we went to the moon in the 60s.
Well, I'd like to say that we have colored. Yeah.
And we sold and NASA sold the tapes to an intern for $218, and now he put it up for auction for millions of bucks. Did you know that?
But I'm saying, and even look at the visuals on the moon landing. It still sucked.
Yeah, but the tapes were just quote unquote destroyed. But now some intern decides to pop up with the tapes, and he's auctioning them off for about $2 million. The actual moon landing footage.
Yeah.
Somebody would do that with the old Doctor Who's they recorded over. You'd fucking better.
Horse shit, if you ask me.
How is that going? Doesn't that seem like a planted story to you? What he's talking about here is somebody is actually trying for highest bidder, and I think it's millions they want, obviously, worth it, of like the B-roll of everything that they fucking shot on the moon landing, supposedly, that they sold to an intern for, what was $218? Is that right?
Yeah.
Why would you sell the footage?
Why? Like,
whoever they thought we were going to live on the fucking moon, dude.
Doesn't matter. Still man's greatest achievement.
Like something is not right there.
Is the founder of Dollar General used to be the head of NASA? Like, we're gonna tape over these tapes and we're gonna get rid of this. And I'm gonna do a yard sale for $218 for these. We don't have time for this telemetry. We just gotta burn it because God, my wife, she needs room for a dress.
Put it on LP, you get 4 to 6 hours, not just 2. Yeah.
You know what? They should put it up on what's the app? Let It Go or Let Go? Where
Let Go. You call it up and just sell it.
That's awesome.
That's what happened. They sold it. Justin French showed up at their fucking house and bought all the tapes.
We done made the town. The tape already made the loop. We're gonna go to Jupiter next week. We're gonna use the same tapes. Don't worry.
Why didn't he do what Bart Sabrell did and just call up and ask for it? Like, what's the deal there? That's how he got that 50 some minutes of footage that showed that they were in a studio, like through the window and everything. It was like all suspect. He just called up and he said, I'm doing a documentary. Can I, it's kind of what you did with the lawyer. I just called up and say, hey man, I'm going to get an interview. And
you know what? You just got to hope you get the noob on the shift that day who's like, yeah, I'll sell those right over to you, pal. And they're like, wait, you did what? You gave tapes to who?
You're fired.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, do me a favor. You got to drive this one file out to the desert with this guy in the glasses with the hat. Just go. We'll pay you a full day.
Who's hopping on?
Hey, dude.
Hello?
You there, Beach?
Yeah, I am.
What are you doing, man? Are you in the woods or where are you?
I'm just getting off work.
All right. You want me to call you back? You good right now?
No, now my phone is answering. Does this go to Skype too?
Well, I tried the Skype gimmick on the number you gave me, but you didn't come up. So, I mean, I'd love to have you on video, but if I can only get you by phone, then I'll settle for it.
You betcha. Let me, I'm going to put my dog up, Ben. She had seizures all morning, and then I'm going to run over to the computer.
All right. Well, when you do, man, just text me on Messenger and let me know, dude, when you're ready, and I'll get a hold of you. I gave you an email address in our message back and forth. If you can search that in Skype, you can probably find me and add me, and I'll bring you right in via video if possible.
You bet, man.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Nice to hear your voice.
Good to hear you too, buddy. Talk to you soon.
You bet.
Allah.
Allah, yes.
All right, we're gonna try and get it done. I hopefully can get him on video. He's a handsome, rugged son of a bitch.
He is.
Give Stevie a run for his money, huh?
He's definitely the one dude that would show up and bang your wife while you're away at work during the summer while he's putting a new roof on your fucking house. There's no doubt about that.
It sounds like a shoot.
Yeah, it's happened more than once, brother. Not my wife. I mean, the one I had to get rid of after that. But that's just the Lonely Hearts Club. This guy, he could be out there doing the Patrick Swayze gigolo thing if he wanted to, but he's in the woods. He's all good. It's Buck Wild, former FCW wrestler, my buddy Brian Jack from Ohio Valley Wrestling. So we're gonna bring him back on. Sounds like he's in good spirits. That makes me happy to hear because. Playing fucking dynamite right here. You are playing with motherfucking dynamite. But we definitely want to get onto this next topic, and we're just going to kind of touch on it because I'm sure once BJ gets on, that'll lead up the rest of our time. And it'll switch to wrestling real quick and other things as well. Steve, if you want to punch in anything with NFL, he came up with a lot of NFL guys, and he knows everybody who went to every college. He knows every fucking play from 1982 to now.
Well, I actually saw some video of Gronk, and it looks like he's getting more than 1 hour of sleep a night. He lost about 40 pounds.
Okay. Well, Joe Namath, too, as you want to talk about that, man, that was pretty crazy. You kind of touched on that on Russo Brand. Did you guys see that story that Joe Namath said he's reversed all of his effects of his concussions himself? Stevie?
Yeah. I didn't read it, though.
It was on Howard Stern. You can look it up on YouTube. It went up about a week ago, and he was talking about how he was able to reverse spots on his scan on the front of his brain that he got from football. You know, he had CTE symptoms. He had a lot of post-concussion symptoms before the CTE. Before that really was starting to creep up. The people he played with, one of the guys was starting to really deteriorate and started getting hyperbaric chamber sessions. So you take essentially what they call dives in a hyperbaric chamber. Yeah. And this is exactly what Daniel Bryan used too, from what we've heard. He said after the first 30 or 40, the scan showed that some of them were going away. You doubled that, more went away. After 120 of these dives in the chamber, it was gone. And he said that, you know, it's amazing that every stadium in the NFL doesn't have one of these chambers, or there's not access for the players, past and present, to do, especially in the past, the older ones that are having a lot of trouble. This goes hand in hand with wrestling. The NFL is way ahead of WWE with concussion protocol and concussion policies, but still won't embrace this type of training. WWE is nowhere close to it. And this is where, we talked about it last night on Russo, how, we care. What was the thing that they got that line across bit on commentary on Raw?
Yeah, they put over, we care about our performers and their safety, which is a direct shot at Cody getting fucking waffled by Mr. Pierce with the chair that was supposedly gimmicked, that they come out and stooge off wrestling later instead of just saying, yeah, I fucking brained that motherfucker and I'll do it again. Like they wanted to get their covert shot in, but they're not cutting to the sunset flip they did on Alexa Bliss where she's smacking her head into the fucking middle turnbuckle. And then they did it the week after again. So it wasn't like a botched spot. It's a planned spot of watch me get my shit in. How can I ratchet up a sunset flip? Oh, let me take the girl who's had 15 concussions and smack the fucking back of her 115-pound head off the second fucking turnbuckle. We take care of our performers. You didn't see that fucking clip wound up, did you?
They even did a rib on SmackDown, if you watch that, where Daniel Bryan's talking about math problems. Did you get that little Easter egg in the promo, Ben?
I might have been sleeping on that.
He's
one,
like, do you know math? Are you proficient in math? I'm like,
Yeah.
Is this just stupid little gimmick? I got to do a math problem after I come back from my match, and it's that little insider that's not going to draw a fucking dime. Getting back to the concussions, though. This is something that I even think that when Joe Namath says this and says the way it's reversing, I would append or amend the concussion lawsuit to at least, if you're not going to give us money in the meantime, pay for these treatments for Vito and all these other people that claim they have concussion issues.
Dude, you could get out of jail free so easy. What's one of those machines cost? $1.2 million?
Well, even if you get a contract with a certain company in every, a franchise where you can get it done. Dude, there's bicyclists like Floyd Landis and Lance Armstrong, I think, built their own in their backyard. It was like $40,000 or something. And you just kind of use an oxygen machine with it.
You want to get Hacksaw, Vito, whoever the fuck off your back in a lawsuit, lawyers, you go get half a dozen of those. You say, we are pioneering at NXT concussion, whatever the word is, for undoing. What would it be medically?
Reversal,
yeah, I guess. Concussion reversal therapy. So you're not tied into anything of
remission too. Remission's another one. Yeah.
Right. Something loose. And he's our Russo brand member, FBI brother. I'm not trying to shit on him, OVW brother. But you think Vito's not going to mark out for going down to fucking NXT to go for 200 treatments where he's got a chance to be in the program showing that he's doing it instead of fighting for an $80,000 payoff, which half of that's going to go to the lawyer anyway, just so you can say, I got over on him. Everyone could do good business here with a simple fucking drop in the bucket, and the fucking machine company could put them up to do that so the NFL comes and sucks them off afterwards, NHL, Major League Baseball, so they all got to have it sauce, and it just becomes part of everything. Olympic Training Village, now you're selling a fuck ton of them based on the half dozen that WWE promoted for you as workers.
Well, because now I know that they just, whatever, but my wife has used one of these.
I just want to take the time code on there because I really want to get that fucking stutter chopped out by somebody at hackerhameen.podbean.com or Russo brand, because that was a good one, Sal.
So, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Your wife.
Oh, this is the right segment for everybody to be forgetting shit, huh?
So
we're all like, what are we talking about? Oh, Joe Namath did something?
Well, hang on, let me
We're talking about the moon landing.
So I have something very important to say. So my wife has used this for wound care, and it did in almost 2 weeks' time what was a month's worth of healing. And the doctor who she goes with, the wound care doctor, has actually said that there are patients who have these in their homes.
What is the machine called again?
Hyperbaric
chamber. Michael Jackson slept in one. Blah 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 blah.
A typical unit costs around $8,000 for like a tent style.
But
That's
now
not a lot of money.
here's the thing.
Apparently, it doesn't seem to reverse pedophilia. That's one thing it can't cure.
Well, he still also have a child in there with him. So one of the things, the big deal is, before you get in, you can't have any oil on you, no shampoo, no any kind of soap, oil, deodorant, nothing, because it's pure oxygen that is going in, and any of those things, they actually said it can cause a fire, can cause an explosion, fucking bad shit. So there's a whole to have somebody do this at your home. I don't know. Like, I feel I would personally be like, but the doctor's saying people have them. There are patients who have these things in their home already, and this is going back. The first time we heard about this, like 2 years ago. So people have already make them for personal use, or personal homes. So I can't understand how these guys who are making fucking millions and millions of dollars don't just have them.
Is it just oxygenating and thinning the blood? Is that what
it is? Pure oxygen. And there's, honestly, I'm a fucking idiot. There's a whole list of what goes on in your body. But this legit doing 2 sessions, and they have to time out the sessions. It's not like you can do these every day. Maybe you can. I don't know. Again, what I was dealing with when I was, when this was going on, did 2 sessions, and within, like I said, within those couple weeks, did what would have took a month to do. So again, like I said, my point was that this was 2 years ago, and the doctor said that people already had them. So how could these celebrities, these guys who make, and you said the low end goes $8,000. So let's say you spend $20,000 on a tank, or even $30,000 on a tank. These assholes spend that on a fucking car to look cool with a fucking special plate that says WRESTLR. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't.
Or DDT 123.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Speaking of tanks, you think any of the homies on west side of DC are going to try and actually jack a tank and take it back to the hood?
If they fucking carjack a tank.
Do it
tank jack.
Just so they can show up in their World Star video and they can get the Master P rub off of that shit. Yeah, man, I think that is something I need to look into further. I know Stevie's talking right now in the chat room at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman with some of our followers about that he's going to get the water tank. Jack Trades from 2CW, I know he's a big proponent of that as well. And then we've talked on this show about the Airgon machine and frequency generators as well. Man, it just seems like all of these things that have, even if a 2 to 3% chance of success in small doses, that seem like quack, would be written off as quack medicine, right? All of these things kind of, but there's real results, and then mix that with any Chinese medicine too that we're not actually doing. Is there alternative treatment center possibilities with these Tesla era technologies that have been kayfabed that seem to be coming back around, where people could do more natural healing? And it's not just some, what's the fucking site with Corey Good and all that Gaia type bullshit, new age thinking, where you're actually going like, hey, I'm going to the spa for a treatment, and you go 15 minutes in the fucking hyperbaric chamber, you go 15 minutes in the water chamber, you go 15 minutes to the Airgon machine, you take 15 minutes of stem frequency, like, and then you're out the door. Maybe even a massage after that, make it a 2-hour thing. And places are charging $200 for this shit.
Maybe a little adrenochrome shot,
why not? Go ahead. Stem cell. I mean, if we can do a stem cell that is genetically modified, that isn't from aborted children, they can recreate it.
Whatever.
They're 3D printing livers and ears on fucking the backs of mice. Seems like we're not that far away. Nice.
Well, here's the thing with the hyperbaric chamber, by the way, also known
Stevie will be getting one in a week.
I emailed the company already. The cancer. These are all things. You're talking about cancer. You're talking about mortality rates that almost that the government or the people that believe that when the population gets too big, the Georgia Guidestones type shit. They are not looking at that because this will not keep you sick and it will not make them any money in the long run because you're getting essentially cured. We're using a hyperbaric chamber for this stuff. And by the way, the operational cost, only 39 cents an hour.
Yeah, man.
So, like, you're talking about this, you're talking, the sensory deprivation tank is more, I would see that the hyperbaric chamber is more of a necessity to really heal wounds, to really reverse these concussion symptoms, to really do things against cancer. And essentially, it's about 1/3 the price of some of these tanks. So,
well, the depth tank is more of a transcendental thing. It didn't, that wasn't more of a healing thing. Were they saying that it was?
It's more of a meditation. Well, they're just talking about that. It's more of a meditation thing, but it also has some. I mean, if you have trouble meditating, if you really have a lot of trouble with that, the tank will help with that. Much. It could freak you out. Like I sent you that tea blend to make you dream fucked up dreams. The sensory deprivation, the floating tanks were supposed to be like taking DMZ or something like that. Did I just say that right? DMZ. DMT.
No,
Whatever.
DMZ's the militarized zone.
I have CTD. I take CTE oil.
It's taking DBZ oil.
Dude, they want to fucking keep. They want to keep you sick. That's why they wanted this fucking Medicare for all and free health care. Essentially, we wouldn't need health care if we really took care of ourselves and we ate good food and we did things like this.
This guy would agree with you. He's a body guy himself. BJ, back on the line. You there, Beej?
I'm here.
You don't happen to have a camera by any chance on that son of a bitch, do you?
A trail cam.
Let me try and hit video. Grant, go to your device settings. Settings. My boy Jesse's going to hook it up.
All right. Cool. Appreciate it, Jesse.
No problem.
Well, Stevie, you're on with BJ, you're on with the brothers in the locker room, man. I got Greek God Papadon, who I don't think you've met, man. He's a great heel worker from the Northeast, man, and works all over. He was just down in Florida. Obviously, Stevie Richards, and Big Sal, from OVW and ECW times, man, FBI and Blue World Order, man. So it's all locker room here tonight, dude, at the Conspiracy Horsemen. But I'm glad to talk to you, dude.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, BJ.
Nice to hear your guys' voice.
Same here. Heard nothing but good things about you from Yala over there. He's telling me some good stories.
Well, I would go ahead, man. Say you put me over, please. Put me over huge.
Oh, you're just a good guy. You're a smart guy.
You are too, man. I know you can get fucking riled up and fired up, and that's why I like you too. And I'm glad you're on my side most of the time. I always got your back. But Sal likes to fucking poke the bear, so I know I can get you going online, and I try and calm you down. But I don't have to tell you what to do and how to behave. You're a fucking grown ass man. But please be merciful on me if you're gonna fucking go off a little bit tonight. Is all I say. But we wanted to bring you on, BJ, and I want to include all my friends. I'm actually going back and talking to my comedy friends and stuff now, and trying to revisit some of that stuff. And we had great times together in OVW. And I just want to say thank you out of the gate, because I showed up as a comedy guy, as a mark motherfucker, and probably not paying the proper locker room respect and getting to where I shouldn't have been earlier. But you took me under your wing. Jamin did. And a couple others, man, and places where I could have cut my throat, you had my back, and I wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't in those early days that you didn't look out for me, dude. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Oh, you bet, Ben. I saw the it factor in you, right?
Well, somebody tell Johnny Ace that. Fucking.
Yeah. Hey, kid.
But yeah, he was roommate with Cadillac Casey James, who you probably saw a tag with Damian Sandow when he was with one other gimmick, and then and he was on OVW TV a lot, but then also invented a character called Buck Wild, kind of a nature guy who was a little more raw than Steve Irwin, which was super hot at the time. and big draw, all that nature stuff. And BJ, this is legit you did this. Like, look at him, there he is, Wisconsin out, man. I would not want this crazy bastard on the hunt for me. I love him to death, and like I said, I'm glad he's on my side. But BJ, that was your bread and butter. You were really loving that, man. And people can look up Buck Wild.
Promos are awesome. The WWE promo that he did.
Yeah, man. So, but you got a lot of axes to grind, man, with WWE, because you kind of got done pretty dirty. And, like me, sometimes our own mouth can be our own worst enemy here. But I'm going to let you say your piece that you've been holding on to for a while, man.
Well, first of all, I love pro wrestling. I love the ring. I love the guys, the camaraderie. The last thing I ever expected to do was sue WWE. But then again, the last thing I ever thought I would do is be sent back to Steve Kern. The man injured me severely, intentionally. And it's a deep-rooted evil story why he did this to me. He stopped my career. And how deep do you want me to go? I'm actually writing a book, Ben.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want you to stooge off everything that could make you some money off of it. But, I mean, there's the premise. Let's walk down the trail here a little bit, all right? And Sal, if you want to jump in and ask questions, anybody go ahead. So, of how I knew you from, you were there before I was at OVW. Obviously, you're a man's man. You were over with the locker room. You don't put up with any shit. You came from, football, collegiate background, a blue chip athlete. You were down with Randy Savage, kind of helped break you into the business a little bit, and obviously not a bad pedigree, which Rip was his best friend, so he put you on to Hustler. You knew where to go. Coming out of Midwest and Wisconsin, just that outdoor wilderness work ethic, man's man, the John Wayne type guy that you are. And you did your time at OVW, and you went to Japan. Kind of before that, you're into the shoot fighting stuff. You're into the strong style, and you're willing to sleep on the floors at that time, do whatever the fuck needed to be done after paying dues as an athlete your whole life, pretty much. And go ahead.
Two-sport athlete in NCAA, baseball and football.
Right. So you're not dealing with your, and I'm sure you'll go off on this, your comic book nerd marks in the locker room who fucking loved wrestling and are now on the other side. You're a guy I know who doesn't put up with any of that shit, and you don't think anybody should be in the business. And I was surprised I got over, because I could see me being a guy that you were like, fuck that, this guy's not getting in here. You know what I mean? That's just how you are sometimes. And it's not a wrong way to be.
I try to guard the business, and where that comes from, it's just deep psychology from when I was a kid, believing that these guys were the best athletes in the world. So I try to protect that. I don't ever shun a kid's dreams, but when you're in a ring with kids that don't belong in a ring, just based on athleticism, size, strength, speed, work ethic, it gets a little disappointing. So I've tried to protect that when I was in the business. Now I'm calling it out, because those are the guys that hurt you.
I'm trying to get better. 13 years in, I'm almost fucking rotten. I'm almost
so proud of you. First days at practice, it goes back to Rip Rogers, Al Snow, Danny Davis, the professionalism that they installed in you. They saw what I saw in you. I just saw it first. And
I appreciate that.
And they put the time into somebody they believe is worth it. You get a pretty beautiful product in the end. Doesn't matter your size, your shape, your ethnicity, your culture, your sexual orientation. Talent doesn't discriminate.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, man. And I hate to start going down the darker part here. And guys, appreciate you bearing with me. So he's at OVW doing some spots because Al loves him, and he's playing some character work. He's working out, getting matches at the house shows, doing all the practices, Rips and Al's, working with everybody WWE level to the lowest level, just putting in that extra grind work ethic. Goes to Japan to do another shot, and gets his leg blown out. And it was kind of real dark time from then on. I picked you up at the airport, man, and I just know how disappointed you were because you were right on the edge of it all. And now here's a year setback to rehab, but you grind, and you, when Triple H and fucking HBK show up at OVW and go with Kern, who takes 360-degree pictures of fucking OVW and go, no, we're opening a Florida one, and this is always going to be a WWE fucking property. You're never going away. And 6 weeks later, they go, fuck you. We're ending our relationship with OVW, and we're opening FCW. And I didn't blame you at all, because all of the heavy hitters who were signed or weren't signed were smart enough to be like, I got to go. I wasn't at that level in my training yet to fucking pack up and go. And you did, man.
But you got to remember that Steve Kern and I had a love-hate relationship.
From before, yeah.
On February 5th of 2005, I was invited into the Saitama Super Arena by John Laurinaitis. And when Kern laid eyes on me, he was scared, because I was back in his realm. I had left him. Randy Savage, Kurt Hennig, wheeled me up in 2003. You know, Kurt's exact words were, I was playing with a snake and I'm going to get bit. He told me to go back to Wisconsin to my duck blind. 2 nights later, he passed away. Randy, however, took me under his wing. And every time we left Kern's, he had some advice for me. And it ultimately led to me, in his words, listen, brother, I know they're going to send you to Japan, so you might as well get away from Steve, because you're going to get hurt. And walk on to Japan. I said, where do I go? He said, Takada Dojo, Battle Arts Dojo, that you're a martial artist. So I researched those, and I basically walked on and earned my spot. Boy, you wouldn't believe magic was happening over there. Hard work.
Yeah, man, and so you're there as a blue chip property. You go to FCW, and then you're getting matches with guys who were younger than you, who again were top property. I know one of the feature matches you had, I think at TV there, was versus EC3, who we know as Mike Hutter at the time, a Rip Rogers guy who, if you got to work with somebody, you're going to want to work with somebody you just wrestled in practice for a fucking year, and not somebody out of the blue. Absolutely.
If you remember, when I got hurt in Japan, Michael hurt his leg at
same time
Cleveland to fix his knee. When I was done with my rehab, I went down to FCW via Kern's phone call. But here's something that I want everybody to know, especially Danny Davis, Rip, Al. I've told them before, but I don't think it's sunk in. In 2005, I was introduced to Rick Bassman, a dear friend of mine. I was in the Saitama Super Arena. Steve Kern was trying to push me to UPW and fighting K1 and doing stunt doubling. I'd already been a bodyguard all over the place for some pretty high clientele, high end. And I could tell that Steve didn't want me going to OVW. And I couldn't figure out why, so I started asking more questions in the back. And he said, I'm going to get the developmental. We're going to shut OVW down. I said, why? I had never even been to OVW. And I'm the one that sent Santino. Santino had no idea. It was either send Santino to UPW via Kern's mouth, or send him to my gut heart instinct, which was
right. Because you guys were in Japan together. He was, before he was Santino, he's a legit judo shooter too, martial arts guy like you are, and he was over there same time before any of that Santino stuff ever was any, because he was a Russian before that, Boris Alexei.
You know, through my creative, that was my work, not Paul Heyman's. Paul gave him the name, but that was my idea. Anyways, Anthony Corelli. He's a world-class judo practitioner, all-team Canada, wrestled at University of Montreal. He was my roommate 3 times. But ultimately, when you're working for WWE and you're making big money and your roommate's injured and hurt, you know, I got hurt at FCW after they sent me there. And Santino quit coming home. And then after my surgeries and everything, we met up in Green Bay. I had to bring him my remote control for the garage door. Pancake Chucker took my bedroom, and I turned over my key in Green Bay and my garage door opener. And as Anthony walked away, he goes, "Sorry, man, I got a daughter." Because as he was walking away, I said, "Why did you fuck me like that?" And he turned around and he goes, "Sorry, man, I got a daughter." And he went inside the hotel, and there was sheriff deputies sitting there. So that's the last conversation I had with my roommate that I sent to OVW. That ultimately.
Well, what sucks, man, is that you guys are both good dudes, and I'm tight with you. But that's where the money and the business and the success, and one guy gets in, the other guy gets a tough break, and it drives that wedge. It breaks my heart, and we got plenty of friends who are on both sides of that still, who got love for both of you, but that's what's between you because of the fucked up business we chose to be in. Hopefully down the road, as time goes, because I know you guys got a lot of love for each other, no matter what hurt feelings or whatever bullshit goes on. You can't fake that.
Life.
Yeah, I know, man. I know, buddy. I'm gonna stop here, and before we get anything else, and pass the mic, and you're in the spotlight. Go ahead, guys. Go around. Let's go around the horn.
So
nice thing.
No, you can't say anything. This is my fucking show. I'm over here. You're not over. I call the shots here.
Guys,
you believe that?
I was sitting in between Rick Steamboat and P.S. Michael Hayes, and my international cell phone rang. And I got the worst news I could ever get. My black lab was shot and murdered in Wisconsin.
Oh, fuck.
It was the UWSP mascot, and I was the sidekick. I was our mascot at the university, and my dog came with me. So I saw George Napolitano. He took pictures of me that night in the Saitama Sumer Arena before this happened. Then I had to take an emergency flight back home because I was lied to by the local DA saying they were going to prosecute this guy. I graduated top of my class, University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, to be fish and game, environmental law. So hence the Buck Wild. That environmental stuff came easy.
Oh, yeah.
It ruined everything. And by the time I had gotten home, Steve Kern had gotten word, and he left my mother a voicemail to call him. So when I called him, he said, "BJ, I heard what happened to your dog." And he was putting my dog over in the back almost the minute it was shot in Saitama. But yet he was shot back in Wisconsin, in my home county, Winnebago, useless county. And the sheriff's department hid my dog's body. I had to fight for my dog's integrity for 4 years till I got to the Department of Justice. So when I went down to FCW and did all that with Hutter, I hadn't trained. I hadn't stepped foot in a ring. I hadn't been in a dojo for 3 years. Can you tell?
No, but you stay in shape. You're one of those guys. I mean, Stevie works his ass off too, but you're a blue chip human being who, not to say you don't work your ass off in the gym, or not that you're out not hucking fucking trees and stuff. You are farm boy strength, but it would take a lot for you to be a fat bastard.
In the heart, it has nothing to do with the physique. It's the athleticism. It's my love for the veterans. I memorized every single move of all of them, and I was never trained. Randy Savage trained me the most. Eddie Guerrero trained me the most. Dennis Knight trained me the most. Not Steve Kern and a kid named Steve Madison, but Sakuraba in Japan, Ishikawa in Japan, Mr. Fujiwara in Japan, some wonderful names. And here I sit. Nobody has ever really seen me work a match besides Hutter.
And that's why I wanted to give you this time. And I'm not gonna, I'm always honest with you, BJ. I've seen you in dark times, man, when you came back from Japan and all that, dude, and fight addiction and kick out, and then fall off fucking roofs, which we got to talk about all your roof spots. You fucking, you need to stay off roofs, you crazy motherfucker. That's the big thing there. But I'm going to go back to it. Now you guys got even more of the story. Pass the mic around here.
So here's the thing. I started talking to you the other morning. You came off with a very, very raw, descriptive, and what you're saying, it's your truth. It's what you know. And I thought, again, this is on me. You came at it with some against Big E. So I came at you and I was like, so just because so he's gay, so what? That was the problem. That's not the problem. I went on further on. He explained himself. You explained a lot that I went and looked up because I had no idea. I had no clue because obviously I don't do steroids. So I had no idea about what you did. And I looked all that shit up. I was floored by the fucking knowledge he dropped. And that's when I started busting Ben's balls because I'm like, listen, right off the bat, you've told me something I don't know. So now I started hearing more and more stories. And I talked to Twink.
Yeah,
talked to him.
BJ loved Twinkle Toes is a big
yeah.
Obviously, but we were all that same cloth. But here's the thing: what they don't know what they're fucking with. And I love BJ how you are right now, man. You're the emotional, professional guy. But this motherfucker, you want to talk pipe bomb CM Punk?
Yeah,
pipe bombs. CM Punk's a firecracker compared to fucking what BJ could unload on here.
Well, that's what I said. What did I tell you? And Ben's telling me, he's like, no, listen to me. This guy is fucking intense. And I said, this is the reason we need to get him on, because you were dropping some shit. And I was like, no, stop fucking saying it on Facebook. Get him on this fucking show and let him fucking tell his story, because that 100 times better than half the other shit that they're putting out now as truths. Let me do a little Twitter video. Fuck that. I'd rather hear what he has to say and let him fucking blow up the world, man. I'd rather hear everything he's got to say than let these fucking idiots put out this pre-chewed up garbage.
I still always getting Wi-Fi from a pine tree out there because he's usually in a fucking duck blind up to his ass and fucking cattails. So yeah, look
at that. That's fucking gorgeous.
Poor fucking BJ. I never got to wrestle and be on the fucking road at Red Roof Inn.
Meanwhile,
me.
Stevie's dog in Atlanta, fucking real estate agents trying to get a spot like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, the guy did a good job.
Can you see those 6, 8, 7?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we see him, man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, Beach, sit down. GGP, take the mic.
Oh, I want to hear more. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I mean, Ben doesn't put a lot of people over. He puts you over huge. And
I don't know if you saw the shit he was dropping, bro.
No, I did not. I didn't have access.
See, because here's the thing. BJ, he don't give a fuck whether he's going to be that 80s to 90s, not SJW talk, which is dangerous.
So he's us. He's one of us.
Yeah. So
all these, they had a chance to help me, so I'm just going to tell the truth.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why you're here, BJ. Enough times passed, so I'm not gonna keep my friends in the dark and have anything where that's weird. Why is he keeping me like that? I love you, and tell the next part of your story. You want to hear it? Tell it.
Well, I'll tell you the heat I have with Steve Kern, how it built. He's a closet homosexual predator, physically, emotionally. He takes advantage of his students. He rips them off. There's a dozen people that'll verify the things he said to me, sexually harassing me from 2003 all the way to 2009. He's sat on my couch at 5 a.m. with a boner. And I could see it through his shorts. I talked to my girlfriend about it. I didn't know what to do. This guy's now a road agent, and he's my trainer. I'm sent there by Jeff Rudd from Carolina Wrestling Federation, and he took advantage of me. And one time he took me fishing. We were in the mangroves off the causeway on Highway 60 in Tampa. I heard what I thought was a water bottle leaking water, and I thought this guy was like my friend. And I turned to look, and here he's taking a piss with a boner. And I looked right at his penis. I looked at his face. I think so fucking fast, Ben. I turned my back and I said, oh my fucking God, he's right. Because I was a bodyguard for Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. That's kind of how I got in the business. And all I wanted for payment that night was an autographed copy of Rick's book, Behind the Curtain, or Arn's book. And when I read it, he was talking about all the homosexuals and the predators in the book. And then I had these red flags on Kern, but when he did that to me and I turned my back on him, here's what he said, Ben. What's the matter, BJ? You don't know if you're gay or not till a man sucks your cock. And that was the beginning of the end. And I started looking at a way to get out. And Randy Savage, Randy Poffo was my out, a class act, a good man. He didn't trust many people, but he trusted me because I worked hard for him. And I went to Randy, and that's when we decided Japan was the next thing. You know, I did Randy's rap video, Be a Man Hulk. I did all this stunt work for his website, machoman.com. I did another commercial with him, an insurance commercial. I did a lot with Randy, and he taught me a lot. You know, he got in the ring with me. And it's funny because at FCW, after Sarge saw my match with Hutter, I tried to ask Sarge a question, and he said, shh, shh. He goes, shh. He put his hand on my leg, and he stood up. And he looked right at me, and he goes, you got Randy Savage's DNA. I got plans for you. And I already had a plan where I would call myself Brian Houlet and be Elizabeth's daughter. But nobody knows if I'm Luger's kid, Hennig's kid, Macho Man's kid.
Shit, they don't know who Hennig's kid is, even though he's there right now. Hennig's real kid is fucking there. I remember, you know, we went through and pitched that. But to me, dude, the things that are always best are what's closest to your heart. And you were on with the Buck Wild thing. Anything that's a throwback to Frankie. Yeah, Creature Feature. If you guys want to look that up, FCW,
that was good shit too.
You can see. And then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, BJ, because this always, and I don't think I ever asked you, because here's why you took to me, because you know I'm a hunter and I'm an outdoorsman. That's why we clicked right away. and there's no bullshit there with guys who are baby faces who are really pussies who, if you put them out in the woods, they'd be fucking screaming, crying. But in that one Creature Feature where you're out there running after a fucking 5x5 elk with a spear, like running it out of a field, there's another one, and I don't know if it's even in the video, in an outtake. You get the fucking you get an 8-point to come up and eat a donut out of your fucking hand. Were you on a game farm? Because even at that point, like, there's no way you were in the fucking woods on some Bambi shit, Disney shit, and got an 8-point to come eat.
There's another one on his left side, right?
That was my backyard.
So have you got him? Have you got him trained?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I was like, there's no way he's just like, I'm out in the fucking, oh yeah, and it's Jungle Book fucking scenario, and he's feeding donuts to fucking 8 points, because that just wouldn't be fair. That wouldn't be fair.
There used to be at a petting zoo, and a kid got fired, and he opened the gate in the petting zoo and let all those big bucks go, and a lot of them ended up in my marsh, and they integrated with the regular whitetail, and there's 30, 40 white deer running around Winnebago County now. And
from our chat room actually says those deer are working deer, that you fucking taught them how to work, and that's what it's all about.
You know, I worked them with a jelly. That's how I trained them, in a high-pitched voice. And a lot of those deer I knew as little baby bucks, little baby doe, and my dog is trained not to attack them. My property was a refuge where I put Rich Young, Atlas, all those guys, when they would travel, they'd come stay at my cabins. So, I mean, you're 3 miles off a paved road through the swamp. There's 7 miles to a road, and I'm right on the North Shore, and I owned all those properties, and then my dad had a cabin there. I bought out a neighbor and his family of all those properties. So we had it really well groomed for the videos.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Hands. All those scenes were shot in one take, Ben.
Oh, see, I assumed the same thing. I said he's at a fucking farm. He's at a petting zoo and he's feeding these motherfuckers. And I was watching him. I'm like, God damn it, look at this.
They were
killing me.
He showed me that. I got so pissed off, dude. As a hunter like that, there's nothing worse you could fucking show a hunter, like an 8-point walking up to eat a fucking jelly donut out of this cocksucker's hand. Stevie, working for Paulie, you were paid in jelly donuts a couple times. What are you thinking?
You know what I'm thinking is I am so happy during my 10 years in WWE that these motherfuckers never wanted to take me fishing or liked me at all. So that's an amazing story. I was around most of these guys, but what's that?
They did want to put you in a dress there and bring you back as the gay son there.
Yeah, but he didn't want me to wear the dress and go on a fishing trip with him. Vince doesn't fish, so he was fishing, but not with a boat.
Got another question. Randy told me after I told Randy what Steve did to me. Randy told me that Coco Beware beat up Steve Kern, and I said why? And he said because he got all gay one night on Coco Beware and ran into his shower while he was in there butt naked yelling at him about a finish. And Coco beat the hell out of him in the bathroom when they were both butt naked.
That sounds like some passive-aggressive gay shit on both of their parts.
He heard anything about that while he was up there. That might have been before your time.
No, I never heard it. Those kinds of stories, man. To tell you the truth, I just wanted to go do my work, go back to the room, get up early, go to the gym. It was exhausting enough, and the business is hard enough without people like you're given that situation, making it even harder and almost impossible. You know, it's almost impossible without that kind of stuff to survive in the business.
Before I listened to you with Ben's podcast, you're very educated man, and you got my respect because I don't understand how you lasted so long with your personality around those.
Man, I just took it. I knew the thing is that I understood the mental and emotional, even the physical abuse. And when I went home, I did whatever I could do to be productive and take control. That's actually, in a weird way, what brought us all together, because we all had this deep-seated kind of creativity amongst ourselves, and we all had this kind of passion to better ourselves and learn. So, you know, it just took like 10 plus years to come out. But I don't know, man. I think with most wrestlers, no matter what our situation is, what's that?
Don't say come out.
All right. Most wrestlers look back at any level that they ever worked and say, how the fuck did I do that? I think about that every day. Like, how did I do 300 days a year around those types of people?
You know, when I got hurt, Laurinaitis, after Kern hurt me, you know, this is another thing I want everyone to know. I told Judge Covington in my own handwriting in my legal brief that I told Ty Bailey and John Laurinaitis everything I told you and a lot more that's going to be in my book. And they laughed at me and said, you have to get past Steve Kern if you want a job. You may have told us too much already. When is Steve Kern more important than an up-and-coming talent when DDP, Sergeant Slaughter, everybody pulls you in a room and says, who in the hell are you? Where you been? You're a gem. You got it. We got plans for you, little Mach. And all of a sudden, I don't get signed because it's one piece of shit. I could have made that company millions. I could still get in a ring, and you won't know I haven't been in a ring. Because it's in my heart. Not because I'm a super athlete or I'm better than anybody. You guys had the talent to be there because you got the heart. And you know what I'm talking about. When you're puking your guts out before a match because you can't remember a damn thing, even your name, you walk to the ring scared shitless, and as soon as you hit the ring, it just comes naturally. Yeah. And I know you got it. And it's a special gift. And it's like, you guys got to get it out of you. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And that's why it got to me today. And with Sal, it's easy to poke you, BJ, because you're you wear your heart on your sleeve. It's obvious whether it's your love of animals, your love of the business, your love of the outdoors. You got a lot of love to give, and you want people to tap into that. And you've been robbed of that. It's almost like an emotional rape of your dream, to be honest with you. And that's why I didn't want to keep you out of a spotlight, even if whatever little spotlight that I can garner from Russo and partnering with these guys and our fan base, because, it's all about the respect of, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have our interaction, dude. And unfortunately, and I'm still on the blacklist with them too, being a Rip guy, being a fucking Russo guy, probably being a Buck Wild guy now. I'll fucking add another fucking one to the fire there. But, it's just, if it's not fair, real honest talk, they need to have the light shine on them. And here's another name, and I don't know if you know about this. I don't know how close you follow the sheets, BJ, but I want your opinion on it.
I was protecting me. That's why you didn't reach out.
It was a lot. And there were other people in our clique who were very tight with, if that heat would have came back on them, we would have all felt bad, Eno
would have got heat. Casey would have got heat. Atlas would have got heat. Roca would have got heat. Everybody would have got heat, so they turned their backs.
Serena, Jamin. I mean, you can go you can go down the line. Like,
I love that girl. She was my best friend. I don't want to go as deep as I got. And I will in my book, but you know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying today. I don't want to fucking put anybody in jeopardy, but things haven't changed.
I'm painting Nix's house as I'm hurt. As soon as I get surgery and they want me to go back to OVW? Are you kidding me?
Sorry, say that all again.
After I got hurt before my surgery, Santino let me limp around with a broken leg facing 45 degrees for 4 fucking months in Tampa. Laurinaitis did, Kern did, everybody, Tom Pritchard. My leg was dislocated, broken, my spine was broken. I was in a fucking body brace, and I didn't get surgery for 4 months. Okay? WWE should have flown me to Jim Andrews the next day, not fucking 2 years later. I'm still paying the bills for them flying me to James Andrews. That fraud. I have a lot of... So I'm painting Beth's house waiting for surgery through Medicaid because WWE fucked me. Even though they through Pumpco, their workman's comp handed me a card, everything. They denied the claim. They're making it hard to get because I wouldn't go back to OVW. I decided to sue. And I decided to sue because I was going to go back and work for Laurinaitis, who I loved. But they laughed at me when I told them Kern showed me his cock and what he would do to me and the other kids. That's negligence. And then I got hurt because I told them what Kern told me. BJ, you skated your way here on your physique. Bullshit, motherfucker. I earned it in Japan. In 30 fucking years of martial arts. And on a gridiron and in a weight room and being good to people. God was rewarding me. Kern wanted that control. God's a lot bigger than Kern, but he thinks he's a wrestling god. So he told me, well, this is after that match with Hutter. They wanted to sign me on the spot. He told me, yeah, they want to sign you, but I'm going to make you earn it. You're going back to beginner's class. I go from main eventing Japan to beginner's class. That's where the ring collapsed and I got hurt because he had all those people in there and I was running the same damn spots and they were getting tired and my cardio wasn't. And he told me he was going to hurt me, Ben. His exact words were, yeah, they want to do something for you, but I'm going to beat the fuck out of you and I'm going to break your body. And if you're left standing, we'll see what they want to do with you. And dude, he broke me down. He broke my neck. He broke my spine. He broke my fibia, my tibia, tore my labrums, tore my ACL. And then I waited 4 months to get surgery? Like I'm going to come back and work for him.
Yeah, because he's used to working kids, not a fucking man. Go ahead, Sal.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's the behavior.
And they all got dogs. And you think because of the way my dog died, and the way I was bawling my eyes out in Narita Airport with George Napolitano, hugging the man. you'd think they did bring me back, but you'd think they'd give me a shot, a chance to fail.
No, sorry. I think a lot of this is resonating with GGP when it comes to the passion for the fucking business. And thankfully, GGP, you haven't had to go on the whirlwind fuck ride that BJ's had to. But I could see that you guys are cut from the same cloth. I think that's why you and I hit it off so well as BJ and I did. The passion, the fucking want, and the drive is undeniable. I think you're really relating to that right now.
Yeah, I am. It hurts. It hurts me to see someone who didn't do anything wrong to anybody get screwed with. And unfortunately, this isn't the first time I heard it from an individual in the system. You know, a couple of the guys that you guys know, I know, and they've been told, you'll be here for life, and then they get fired. You know, a common friend of ours, I'm not going to mention his name, but, you know, he's a very good dude. And he was training, you know, helping Rip with classes, and you know who I'm talking about. Pulled aside by the boss himself, saying you'll always have a job here. And then one little accident happened, personal accident. They let him go, and then they brought him back to TV one time, and he rock and rolled, did great. You know, great.
Outshine everybody. Put him
absolutely. He's a machine. You know, him and I, we train whenever we get a chance to get in the ring, and we train, we roll around. We wrestle for an hour plus, and we don't blow up. And all the 20-year-old kids are looking at us going, hey, how you guys doing this?
No,
it's passion, dude. It's passion.
I never feel more confident in the ring than when I'm being led by Mike Mondo. Mike Mondo is the best ring general I've ever been in the ring with. I do a lot of spots and what if stuff like, oh, he's going to be the Piper and there's one or two things. When it comes to a match, dude, I feel like a fucking baby being carried in somebody's fucking arms. Like it's
you guys want to know someone else that can carry like that? And I mean, I don't care who he's working. He'll make him relax instantly and carry him through the match. Is Steve Madison. His name's Steve Favada. Kern had him training guys at FCW. Kern screwed that guy's career. He's now a full-fledged fireman.
Can I ask you one thing?
They're naturals. It's the passion, but there's only certain group of people that the passion adheres to, and it all makes sense. And yeah, it's more than passion.
You were there at the time of, there's two guys, and I'm wondering this based on, and maybe there, and I don't want to hypothetically speak or whatever metaphor wise, but there's two other body guys who never made it to WWE, who are decent name stars right now, and I'm just wondering if there's any Stooge report here, and I don't know anything. I think of Eli Drake and Brian Cage. Guys who've made themselves an impact, who've done that. And if it's the same type, if I'm thinking of an archetype as a writer, BJ, you fit right in line with both of those guys. And neither of those guys got their WWE shot how it should have gone down. Neither did Hutter. Neither did EC3. He had to go to Impact and make himself. So it's weird where here's a fucking group of Kentucky thoroughbred racehorses at FCW, the bastard of OVW, which gets fucked over for mismanagement and turns into NXT, which there's still plenty of shenanigans there as well, which I don't need to get into. But fucking here's all of that. And now here's 3 or 4 fitting a mold of not getting over. I wonder how many other fishing trips there might have been.
Many. Steve predated on a lot of guys. What he was doing was getting kids that did not belong in the ring to pay him extra money, to give them rides home. And every time he would con a kid, he would stare at me because he knew I was smart to it. And I didn't tolerate that shit. And all the kids were looking up to me. I was put in a real bad position. There's more.
Please, if you got more to say, BJ, this is what we're here for, man. I want to give you your time, brother.
Tell you the worst part of when I went to FCW, Tom Pritchard, He came off as a really good guy. I really liked Tom. Pro wrestling aside, I liked him. But then I got hurt. And I saw a red flag because before I went down to FCW, you know, I went down and met The Rock and The Rock's mom, and Atta had given me all of Dwayne's weights from Miami, all of Rocky's weights. I still have them. And one night I was 3 days before the FCW camp, got done painting a house at 10 o'clock at night, ran home, started a fire in my outdoor weight room, and I pulled what I thought was one plate off the Smith machine, and there was 2 plates. And the outer plate landed on my foot and broke my toe and exploded the end of it. First hospital wanted to amputate it because I said I have to work on it in 3 days for a job with WWE. I've been invited to a camp. He said, you're not going to wrestle on that in 3 days unless we amputate. So I caught off the table, went to another hospital. That guy juiced it up with, so I couldn't feel it, and then cleaned it up and took my toenail off, sewed a screw in the end of my foot to pull the bone together, stitched my foot together, and then sewed that nail onto my nail bed with 4 stitches, and that's how we did it. And I didn't take any pain meds. I went down there with 10 oxycodone. Even got a speeding ticket in Georgia on the way down there at 3 in the morning. Limped, and the trooper didn't even get out of his truck. He called me on the loudspeaker to come back, and I was on 1 foot. I had to hop back there. I got halfway, and I'm like, this guy's going to think I'm fucking nuts. I turned around. I went and got my portable DVD player with the Buck Wild promo on it, grab it. I hopped back to him. I said, Trooper, are you a hunter? He goes, yeah. I said, well, check this out. Before I even told him my name, and he gave me a ticket, but boy, I was doing like 40 over to make sure. In the morning, in a construction zone. But I couldn't walk, Ben. And then when I FCW parking lot, I saw Hutter, and Hutter was wearing a knee brace. I said, Mike, they're not going to hire you. Get rid of that fucking thing. Me and you got injured the same time. I rehabbed. I know you're rehab. Get rid of it. He's like, yeah, but it's still, I don't give a fuck. Get rid of it. They're not going to hire you with the fucking injury. Get rid of it. So he got rid of it, and he signed that day after our match. But anyways, dude, I couldn't walk, and I went 3 days at that camp. And when Laurinaitis saw my toe, he goes, what the fuck? Because I was wrestling barefoot. And I told him everything that happened, and I said, no pain pills. So after the camp was over and all those veterans pulled me in and were wondering who the fuck I was, and I told them a little bit about my past with Kern, but I was afraid yet, and I hadn't told Laurinaitis or Ty what Kern did to me yet. So they knew I wasn't signing that day, but they all said, don't quit. There's a problem with Kern. We'll get it worked out. And, you know, they're like, how could you wrestle? How could you fucking do all that with a broken toe and no pain gimmicks? You gotta have pain gimmicks. So at the end of camp, I busted out my bottle of pain pills, and it was prescribed 10 pills. There was 10 pills in there. Tom Pritchard took them all. He fucking took them from me. And then for me to go back to FCW after that injury and then break my leg, my spine and all that, and him not help me get fixed, fuck you, Pritchard. I'll fuck you up. You don't do that.
See?
Don't leave a man behind.
And that's what I'd like to see, man.
Yeah, I told you, man, this guy has got the real beef that wrestling fans don't like. BJ, and I know this is out of the podcast realm as opposed to what happened in your real life. We're getting tired of these wrestling fans who think they can talk to us on a one-to-one basis like they fucking know what it takes to have your fucking toe. You want to amputate it for your WWE tryout, or you want it sewn up and have the fucking nail going back on with a screw in the end and then take your pain gimmicks? But I will say, shout out from the chat room for 10 oxycodone. They pop for that, BJ. So if you got any extra, I can probably make some money.
Well, let me just say this. So listening, what he's laying down here in the chat room, there was a point where everybody's kind of like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't know what to say, because this isn't the fucking bullshit you're going to hear everywhere else. You're not going to hear, well, this guy was real sweet, but No, this is you're going to hear the real fucking deal, and this is and
this
you're
is
not
a decade in the making right here.
And the thing is, this dude is fucking intense because this is his fucking life, and was fucked. Okay, and the fact that he got fucked so hard, now you're understanding just a fucking tiny bit because you're not getting it. This guy lived this. You're hearing him tell that story, and you're like, oh, the guy's getting a little crazy. Yeah, a little bit crazy. Because this is his fucking life, and you guys are finally getting somebody to actually tell the truth, as opposed to, well, everything was a little rough because, they had like 5 guys in a room, so it was tough, living on those, getting an early contract. Shut the fuck up. What he's dealing with is a hard fucking time. Oh, I lived in my car. Who gives a fuck? He had a hard time. Oh, well, they wouldn't give me a spot. He had a hard fucking time.
My dog being murdered because I made the choice to go to Japan for WWE, and my dog's murdered back home. It was God warning me.
God damn it.
That was God warning me.
And you know who did that, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why? Like, was there a fucking reason this piece of shit did that?
Accident that it was my dog. He thought it was someone else's dog. And then he saw the collar and realized and threw the collar, called the cops. Cops came, hid my dog in a manure spreader on a county treasurer's land. And my 2 fireman buddies heard it on a scanner and went and got my dog and called me in Japan.
Fuck, man.
I know, I'm still fighting it. God damn it. I can't cry anymore. I'm too fucking angry.
BJ,
when you're down.
I know how much you love your dogs, and I'm telling you right now, BJ, all the bits that are cheered by our audience tonight, we're going to donate to whatever Wisconsin animal charity that you want, buddy. I'm going to make sure we do that in honor of Shaylee and all your dogs, man, that you've had, dude. So all the bits cheered tonight, all that money's going to that, dude.
Kylie is my lab now, and I'll tell you why I let my WWE lawsuit go on a time limitation. I was working in a law firm, okay? When my dog was murdered and I did what I did to get justice for him, Governor Scott Walker hired my attorney as a judge, and I was the first person they hired in a law firm. I went after WWE. From my law firm, I got a text from Santino's phone number, 502-271-0155.
There it is.
You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to drop this shit, or we're going to feed you the clone. In other words, they were going to kill Shiley and feed her to me. So I let my lawsuit go. And I writ the judge and told her that. So she kicked it into the appellate courts, non-discriminative. So I want you all to know that. They threatened to kill my new dog and feed her to me.
It's a hardcore shit. Oh, easy, buddy. Easy.
Ain't nobody gonna feed me nothing. Nobody's dog. That's how I live now, Ben. I got threats from a publicly traded billion-dollar corporation. What do you do?
Yeah. I know.
I write a book and I isolate myself, and I work hard every day, and I'm good to good people. I go to church. I volunteer my time with the Tim Tebow Foundation. I do Night to Shine every year. I was an umpire with kids with disabilities in the Fox Valley, Miracle League of the Fox Valley. What I do is I'm what Pat Patterson told me I was, and what Sarge said is you're 100, and Dusty Rhodes, you're 100-mile-an-hour fastball. We got to slow you down. You got the it factor, kid. Where the hell you been? I didn't want to tell him. I was afraid of Steve Kern. I've been hiding from him. I've been in Japan, hiding from Kern.
Let's talk
trying
about.
To make myself
I mean that
powerful when I had to face him.
And we get all the never get to throw your fastball and how that eats you up, man. And that's why I wanted you to be here tonight to get to say your piece. And what you've been doing since then, the last decade, is doing what you love, being in the outdoors, the wilderness, being a craftsman, dude. I love watching you build these porches on these beautiful displays, but and you do everything from, like you said, painting Beth Phoenix's house. What I got to know, and I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit. How many times have you fallen off the roof and taken like a Mick Foley off the cage bump? I know of 3. There's got to be more. You fall off the motherfucking roof. Sometimes I think like you're like, fuck it, this is my WrestleMania moment. I didn't get my chance. I'm just gonna fucking drop an elbow on that paint bucket down there, and you fucking just are. You just keep falling off of roofs. How does this keep happening?
Because I don't have a ring to fall out of. Just practice, brother.
I know, man. You get on some sketchy scaffolding, you think you're fucking Tarzan on there. I want you to be more careful. It's too goddamn dangerous as you get older with the injuries you've had, because you're doing all this crazy craftsman work, man. He builds these unbelievable decks, porches, whatever it is that needs to look Adirondack and to fit camps. He's doing it like he's more than just obviously the entertainer and worker. This is a Renaissance man who can really do it all with his hands. Skin a buck and run a trout line. And in 2019, how many of those John Wayne dudes are left at this point, Stevie?
All I gotta say is, if you want to really punch your bump card, just adopt a few cats, and you'll take plenty of face bumps on the way to the kitchen. No problem at all. Hey, listen, this is the passion it's missing, though. Whether you interpret it to be good, bad, or whatever other way you would, this is what's missing from wrestling today, and this is why wrestling, I think, and I actually know, is not being watched, because this manufactured passion, this manufactured words, these manufactured lives, which aren't special, everybody's a cookie cutter. Randy Savage, I knew him a little bit. He was not your everyday person, and as anyone else, and he was one of 100 different types of personalities, including yourself, back then. Now there's 100 people with the same personality. So I just wanted to show, if people are not getting, like your intensity, your passion, or your personality, then that's why, because nothing exists like it in wrestling today.
Well, what those guys told me, all those beautiful veterans that we all watch when we, you've got a deep-rooted passion to entertain, deep-rooted, and I know you guys too. I know you do, and you might even not think you do, but you do, Stevie. That's why, Greek God. That's why you are who you are. It's a deep-rooted passion to entertain. So when I'm umpiring the Miracle League of the Fox Valley and I'm not entertaining 30,000 people, I'm still entertaining. And I'm still getting it out of me. And those kids enjoy it. It's not, I don't make any money. I spend gas money traveling 180 miles a day, twice a week to do it. But I'm still entertaining. Whether I'm taking a kid out fishing through the Great Outdoor Foundation, I'm still entertaining. Whether I'm at the Tim Tebow Night to Shine, I'm still entertaining. It's just at a smaller level. And I know that you guys find things in your lives to help other people where you're still entertaining. And your podcasts, you guys are entertaining millions of people, just not in a ring. That's another thing, your passion. Greek God talked about it. He's a passionate guy. Just look in his eyes. You can see it. But you also have a deep-rooted passion to entertain. It's more than just passion. Out of all the indie workers, all the roster on WWE, I bet you there's only a handful that have that deep-rooted passion.
And they've tried that with
you were born with it.
They've tried that exact thing, BJ, with a guy who, I remember this, when he showed up, you were like, that's a fucking dude who's got it. They tried this exact thing with Drew McIntyre, who's fucking...
I picked Drew up from the airport.
I know.
Brought him to OVW. Listen to this. He's such a nice guy. Oh, yeah. Drew and
Drew was cool people.
We had so much fun with Drew and Stu.
Yeah.
Drew, shit. I had
Stewie.
Drew and that was awesome, right? And they had who was the other UK guy, the Flyboy?
Hey, hup, hup, zip, hup.
There was a
Virtual?
No, there was another UK guy who was like a good-looking babyface who never, not Burchill, but he never like got to the main roster.
Talking who?
No, he came out with like a Top Gun jacket on. He was like a younger.
What's his name? Steve? Fuck.
Yeah.
He was a British guy.
Super baby face. Super big, super smile. Yeah. Big eyes, man. Big blue eyes. Fucking.
Definitely. What's that? Steve Lewington.
Lewington.
Yes.
Yeah, Lewington. Yep. Zip. Hey, hup. Zip.
Yeah, dude, that was good times. But then, there again, to your point, and what I'm saying is, there's kind of the last regime of like, look at those fucking guys. You know who's a star, as opposed to open the gates and let anybody in.
And we were a family. At OVW, we were a tight-knit family. Danny Davis ran a strict, by-the-book, legal ship. He cared about all of us. But yet he kept that distance and that strictness to keep us from getting in too close because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Al Snow, Robert Gibson. These guys are professional.
Dr. Death was there too.
Rip Rogers. You might not his choice of verbiage, but he cares. If I was hurt the way I was hurt at OVW, Al would have drove me to the ER. Danny would have forced me to go to the ER, or he would have taken me. Rip wouldn't have left until the ambulance came. Gibby wouldn't have let me said one word until the ambulance came. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when I picked Drew up and drove him all the way to, I think we were in Frankfurt running a show, he was talking so fast. He was so excited to meet everybody and to get in the ring. And I had to pull him aside. I brought him a Subway. And I bought him a Subway sandwich. And before we walked into the arena, I said, listen, man, you are a monster, for one thing. You got a great physique. I know they got plans with you, but you have to slow down. These guys will eat you alive if you go in there with this attitude you have right now. He was just so excited to be in America and to be signed by WWE. But I said, man, he was talking so fast I could barely understand him. I said, you have to slow down and be more in control of your body movements, your actions, and your verbiage. Less is more here. Try not to say much and just try to fit in, because you're going to be a big star, dude. Just try to fit in, or these people will eat you alive.
All right, let's do a speed round, and then I'll wrap it up, and we'll bring it home here. All right. Quick responses here, BJ. We don't want to go on too much, but I wanted to tune you up because I know it'll pop sale. So quick response of what you think about certain guys. Ryback.
Roidmonger. He was making roids for all the contract guys.
CM Punk.
When doctors quit prescribing, he was making them in his fucking bathtub, ordering hormones from fucking Pakistan, putting the shit together in his fucking bath.
Look at Sal. CM Punk.
You got a guy that's never fucking fought anybody tough in his fucking life. He's a bouncing bully. He's just a fucking roidmonger.
No. CM Punk. I moved on to CM Punk. What do you think about Punk?
Punk and Cody. This is Dusty's son. Fucking came and lied and interrupted the last go home when I was doing the Rambo skit. And I kicked Cody right in the ass, and I fucking cornered Punk in the locker room. That was Punk's time to do what he had to do for interrupting that. And that was my time to defend myself, because I wasn't going to attack him. But when I went in there, I cornered him. I mean, we were face to face, and I didn't say a word. I was so mad I didn't know what to say. And he stuck his hand out and said sorry. So I shook his hand. So that's all I have to say about Phil.
Okay, good stuff, man. Sal, you got anybody you want the shoot on?
No, actually, I don't. I wanted to. We were talking about the family in OVW, and we were talking about who was the fucking hump who lived in his car. And he was complaining that he lives in his car because he was
Darby Allin,
because he had it so rough in the business.
So BJ, there's this kid Darby Allin who does crazy high spots, but again, he looks like a kid who works at the mall food court, right? It's his face.
He
and
works
they're
at
putting
Gap
him
Kids.
over and giving him like, he lived in his car like Mick Foley. When we've had this discussion, I got 1,000 times, and I haven't met Darby Allin, no sweat. I'm not saying he's a dick or whatever, and that he's not on pay-per-view, and I'm not. But I got 1,000 times more respect for a guy like GGP, who's got kids, who holds down a fucking $100,000 plus mortgage and still goes to Florida to be the Ronin fucking champion, who works the main events in NYWC, who's my tag partner here in upstate New York, who goes to California to work fucking shoot fighters at Bumps and Bruises. But meanwhile, here's a kid who, and I'm not saying he doesn't pay his dues or he's not trained, but that's the fucking backstory. So all you got to do to get over, not have your toenail cut off, have your fucking toe sewed up, put a screw in the end of it, and go work a 3-day fucking camp. Just go live in your car, and that's enough.
Well, that was my point of that was when Buck brings up that it's family. I said, if this guy lived in his car, that means he didn't have a fucking friend in the world. Because think about this. If any of the boys in Kentucky needed a place to stay,
yeah,
who is going to let them live in their fucking car?
More importantly, guys, now this is more important here. I've been homeless. I never asked for a penny. I've lost everything I own in a fire that burned everything but a pair of underwear. May 31st, 1994. The next day is when I went to junior college. So, get a motherfucking job. Fuck are you living in a car, motherfucker? Get a fucking job. These guys that have these weird stories about, I was homeless, they got mental problems. Get a job. Just get a job. Find a job. Work.
Wait, I got a true story real quick. Johnny Rods, I just started with Johnny Rods training and Johnny Rods was telling me a story. So, me and Roddy Piper were so fucking poor, we were eating dog food. And I looked at him, I said, dog food's kind of expensive. And he fucking punched me right in the face. And I said, well, you guys just get ramen. And he fucking punched me again. So fucking hard.
You just realized, oh shit, I could have just eaten ramen instead of dog food and saved money.
Oh, tremendous.
BJ, I want to give you last 2 minutes here, man, to give your go home, man. Say what you want to say. We're going to wrap it up, and then we're going to say our goodbyes after I let you go, buddy. But I before that, I want to just say thank you for taking this time and doing that and speaking your truth, and that, you know, I love you with all my heart, dude. And anytime you need me, obviously off camera or whatever, dude, I'm always here for you, bro.
Oh, yeah, we always are, Ben. You're a good man. Good friend.
Yeah, always. Dude.
I just want to end this with, it's sad. I feel ripped off, but there are so many children and families that got ripped off. Because I was coming to WWE with a new idea, a whole new target market, and that was a green audience, an educated audience. The fans for the last 30 years, 40 that Vince has been targeting, all have disabilities. They're all poor. And as a matter of fact, I'll tell you this. I overheard Donald Trump in the back in Green Bay. He looked out of the gorilla stage and these people ain't got no money. He goes back into Vince. He said, Vince, I'm going to refund this crowd's money. The hell you are. He's like, you better have 2.2 mil or something in my bank account by Monday if you're going to do something dumb like that. He goes, they ain't got no money. So I'm talking to Donald. He's asking me about my Buck Wild character. I tell him about my dog. Tell him everything. He said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to refund the money. So when it went live, he went out there and he refunded their money. I was targeting a whole new audience. I was going to put new fans in the seats and keep these fans in the seats and give them their money's worth with the creature features, the weekly environmental impact statements. That would give creative an endless supply of 52 weeks a year to do research. And they cheated the fans. They cheated the other workers. They cheated me, my family, my dog. And, you know, I worked hard. I worked real hard to put myself in that position. I didn't skate to get there. I worked hard, and it's been a dream ever since I was a kid. You know?
And it does suck, man, that you know, like so many of us that go ahead.
I want to sue WWE. I don't want to rip on the cooker or whatever the hell his name is, Ryback. But these people had a chance to help me, and they turned their back on me. I was their boy at OVW. They come to you with creative. They come to me with creative. Christ, Dixie Carter come to me with creative. Shit. You know, that's another thing. She invited me to gut check. But because Terry Taylor is friends with Steve Kern, I wouldn't go. And I told Dixie, and that was the same time she invited Hutter. She had plans for me because of the hunting and the sportsmanship and her father. We talked. But I could not go down there without WWE paying my bills and know that I'm going to somebody's friend that fucked me like that. And the way the business is, they're going to fuck me again. So I just held true to my heart. The way my parents raised me, I prayed on it, and it hurts, man.
I know it does, buddy. I know it does, man. And I hope today is. So I'm just saying, I hope today is.
I'd be paralyzed right now because I would have got back to Kern and Pritchard and all, you know, Laurinaitis. They don't care about people. We do.
Yeah.
We do.
No. And I want to let you know, man, the Conspiracy Horsemen, my audience cares about you. People are blowing up the chat room saying how great an episode this was, man. And that just is a testament to what a great performer you are. And you come to the camera, even on a phone in a podcast, telling your truth. And I just want to say thank you, brother, and how much we appreciate you, and definitely want you back. Sal, go ahead.
Before you leave, I want to ask you, you don't know me shit, but I want you to promise me something.
You bet.
When your book is done, you come and you promote that shit because these motherfuckers want to buy it.
Yeah.
I promise that.
Yeah, you bet. Seth.
Excellent,
I'll take as far as I go.
Thank you, brother.
Friends with me wherever I go. I'm a man's man.
100%, buddy. And we appreciate your time, buddy. And enjoy a great summer, man. I can't wait to see all your pics. I love all your nature pics while I'm locked away in a windowless office 200 feet below the ground in a nuclear missile silo. But BJ, I'll always be your brother. I'm glad you're on my side, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
Guys, I have so much respect for you. God bless.
Much love to you, man.
See you. God
Take
bless
care,
you,
man. Pleasure meeting you, man. Hopefully I get to see you and meet you in person.
Yes, sir. You guys take care of yourselves.
You as
Stevie
well.
Richard, you're a good dude.
Thanks,
Hell of
man.
an ass.
Made Papa not jealous.
You pathetic moron. Don't go fishing. I'll pull my cock out. I'll show you my cock.
Jesus.
Yeah, I have not, literally from the chat room, how many God bless you have we gotten from all these people?
Yeah, dude.
Holy fuck. All the God blessings coming out of this fucking chat room tonight for that guy. And let me tell you something. Been trying to fucking stir it up. Still poking the bear. No, man. I went in with one idea, and he changed my mind. He smartened me up to some science, which I give him fucking full marks for. And the fact that he was so intense, it was awesome. And I said, when I said, he kept, Sal's poking the bear, like he kept trying to fucking rile him up about it. I had nothing but respect for him.
I totally get it, but at the same, and dude, BJ knows when it's camera time and it's on. He's a pro. But I've dealt with BJ in a lot of all those dark times you talked about, that we talked about. How many did you get there? Dog murdered, go through that for 6 months. That close at FCW while he leaves me at OVW, and I'm the creative help, you know, like underground, and I'm trying to support my best friends. All that shit with Santino that's going down, da-da-da-da. And, dude, I'm glad to see him in nature and living because, dude, a lot of people couldn't make it through that. And I didn't want to bring back to the Ashley Macero stuff of what, but I almost did.
Well, I was going to say that mirrors that backdoor or office meeting, like trying to play it down, sounds an awfully lot like her deal.
Absolutely. Yeah. It sounds exactly like the same team, same fucking MO, where how many times have they dealt with a don't ask, don't tell situation like that and fucking swept it under the rug. But yeah, dude, he nailed it. And like I said, I've seen BJ in worse spots where it's not in a podcast and it's the true emotion at ground zero of those things happening to him. And not that I want to keep him at arm's length and it takes 10 years to tell this story, but that's just the healing process of the pain that he's gone through. And not like we're here to call people out and dox them about their sexuality, but we've alluded to, especially during Pizzagate, all the way through all the Hollywood stuff, you know, whether it's what's his name, the movie producer,
Weinstein,
singer, fucking Kevin Spacey. Like, all this shit is in that same category to be exposed. And we've talked about other people who are high-level WWE legends alluding to the fact, and that's not even who he outlined tonight. That's not even who we're fucking making ribs about. So there's a big overarching thing in all of the world of wrestling, which is truly run by sexual miscreants at the top end. You know, there is something to be said for the undertones of homosexuality, of men's wearing underwear and rolling around with each other in boots and spraying themselves down with baby oil and water bottles before we do it. Not me, I wear t-shirts and camos like a real man would, but other guys anyway. And you know, that's just the underlying part of it, but the real part, the dark part behind the scenes of what it takes to be a star. Now ask yourself, based on what you just heard, who did what to get where and what was covered up that you don't know about, being a smart fan thinking you fucking know it all. You don't know fuck all at the end of the day.
So when you fans step up and try to be on our level, realize two things. One, you're going to get knocked down, conspiracy horseman style. And two, for your penance, you must go to the Pro Wrestling Tees and buy our t-shirts for forgiveness. And then maybe we'll let you come around and pick up some scraps from the cool kid table. Otherwise, fuck off.
I like it. I like it. And dude, that's why I was trying to poke the bear, because I've seen him cut mega rants, not necessarily just on, you know, whatever people want to say about AEW or shit, but like just Marks being in the business now and how it's everything. And like, to me, he's kind of the cutoff line, dude. That 2007, 2000, you could make an argument, and I'll throw myself under the bus, even though I feel creatively that's why I got here. But me being in the ring, there's an argument for me to not be allowed to be in the ring. There really is. And I got to say that honestly, you know.
Why do you say that?
Sure, I'm 6'3", 250 to 300 at any given time, right? I got the size, I got the fucking athleticism to do that. But I came in as an improv guy who wanted to be the top creative. I can cut the promo because this is my 30th year this year, but even then, whatever. I can cut the promo and fit the mold and play the part that I'm given, and I was blown away to do it as a manager in early OVW. But now you and I are tag champs other places, working here and there. Should a guy like me, who's not an athlete, ever really been allowed to be that other side? Sal is a giant draw. You're a fucking athlete, and Stevie is, I believe, as well, even though Stevie started out as a fan and as a gimmick, you know, to take somebody else's bumps. Kind of a little bit similar to my story, even though a lot better shape than I was ever in.
Yeah, but look, no matter how you get your seat at the table, you got a seat at the table.
Sure.
What you do with it and how you act and present yourself at the table is what matters. Right. Now, case in point, look at the Miz. Guy wasn't fucking a wrestler. He was a fucking TV star, a reality star, but he was a fan. And he did it the right way. He got in. When he got there, he built his brand, he built himself, and the guy is probably the only true heel WWE he has right now, or was a heel or whatever, when he plays the heel role. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny you say that, because where did he go? OVW. And to be honest with you, that was my thing of like, if you're not going to know fuck all, you got to go there, dude, to put yourself alongside the best. That's the same thing I did at IO in Second City. And I rose it took me 5-6 years to get the respect of the top players now that I can go and talk to them on that level and their marks for my wrestling shit. Because as we always say, we got to get the fuck away from wrestling and go to something else. People in comedy are like, we got to get the fuck away from comedy and go to something else. So that they're marks for that shit. But in that first week to month, if it wasn't for BJ and Jamin legit pulling me aside probably 2 or 3 times ago, don't act like that. You're fucking yourself right here if you go in and talk to them. Because I'm like, oh, I'll go talk to Robert Gibson. Fuck it. Oh, dude, you don't know that you're like a big piece of fucking floating chum in the water waiting to get drilled by the fucking sharks. And then at the end of the day, I'll stooge myself off. When Robert Gibson got fired is because somebody mentioned in this podcast, maybe as a cook, fucking stooged, and I don't know this for sure, stooge him off for smoking weed. Yeah. Because he saw me get it for him because Gibson asked me to do it. So, like, where the fuck are we going in this stooge core? BJ can't come out here and lay down his honesty, and I can't lay down a little bit of fucking Rock and Roll Express asked me to get him some smiz, and somebody stooged because they thought it would get him on the fucking roster quicker, and it did, and he got fired, called me like 2 seconds after that thinking I'm the one who did it. Look green as grass, like, this is the fucking Shark Tank you're in, B. Like, it's crazy. People have no idea. And that guy you just listened to, he's been waiting a decade to tell that fucking truth to anybody. And I appreciate our chat room fucking really taking it in and being able to see it honestly. And I couldn't either because Sal, I might have been too close to it. And what, hitting the hornet's nest, I've seen him go off.
I get it, man. But again, and
listen, go ahead, Sal.
No,
I want you to gather your thoughts.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, the thing was, like, I didn't mean it to. I kind of sounded callous this morning when I said it, and like I said, I sounded like fucking Nova.
You were right on, dude. You don't.
I have no idea what you said, so
I was in the chat room, so that's cool. No, but the
Stevie B team splitting up over there. B team going against each other.
So no, the fact was, I go as soon as I started talking to this dude, and like I said, I came at him because I thought he was going anti-gay, and I said, where's the fucking heat, dude? Get some new parts for your head. That's not where he was going, but he came out real strong, real intense because his shit's raw.
That's what it is, bro.
Right, but you see again, what I knew, I 30 seconds of seeing him. Oh, okay. It was an in-ring thing done. You know what I mean? So now having the discussion with him, and then, like I said, when he discussed the the science part of it, like he went through this whole thing with steroids with me, and how steroids also they kill testosterone and produce estrogen. That's why some of these guys don't realize all of a sudden they feel gay, or all this shit going on. And I was like, I never even linked it. And I went and looked it up. That's a real fucking thing. It's not a crazy fucking theory. It is science. So my man explained it, and I told him, I said, dude, I didn't know that. And I wasn't ribbing him. I don't know if people thought I was ribbing him, but I wasn't ribbing him on that shit. I was legit told, dude, I had no idea. Thank you for telling me that. And then he started dropping some heavy, heavy bombs, and I went, wait. Fuck this, dude. Get him on the show.
You saw it, bro. He goes from, and I love him, and that's everyone's got a crazy in-law, but this dude steps it up. That's where he goes from the highly educated, knowing, doing his research, able to survive in the woods like Rambo, legit, for 3 months on his own with nothing. You gave him a fucking knife, he will go out there and in 3 months come back and be like, what next? And then he wants to be a WWE phony ass performer. Like, how many guys do that? You see how he wears his emotions on his sleeves, and he can go crazy to the point where he's pulling out a fucking 22 and just because he carries it on him all the time.
People, you know what? No, his situation's people in the chat room got a little freaked. He's not going to kill himself. He will kill some motherfuckers. He's protecting him and his, man.
He kills something every day for dinner. That's what he fucking does. It's not, you know what? We've got this FCW wrestler. What if we had him chasing elk? No, this motherfucker's out there in a loincloth with a spear he made himself, chasing a 5x5, do you know how danger close you have to be able to get as a hunter? That's what people don't understand. of like where it's watching a game farm. This is legit in his backyard. He doesn't make this shit up.
Well, he also doesn't hunt his house, so he knows.
It don't matter, dude. I don't hunt my house either or my camp. To get that close to a fucking massive animal that way takes incredible stalking skills, only to get a 3-second clip of you running after an elk with a fucking spear you made yourself. Like, people have no idea, man. And that's why he's so passionate about who he is, man. And he's just raw talent and emotion, man. And I love him for it, but it's also, you guys only 30%. Like, when he fucking goes off, dude, it's scorched earth. It would be him fucking emptying that gun in the air going, fuck you, Kern, like getting it off, dude. Like, seriously, he really reserved himself, and I'm proud of him for doing that, because I wanted people to hear his story and not judge him in a different way.
Yeah,
the 22 is enough. Stevie, awesome. Do you think next time we have Dr. Janda on, he will pull out any light weaponry?
I think he would. I think he would pull out a 22 and scream "Deep State" and start firing it in the air. Dude, I think this was a great education for people out there, like you said, and Pop It On puts the fans in their place from time to time. Next time you want to reach over a fucking railing, next time you think that you can spit in a fucking female wrestler's face, there's a guy out here in the locker room possibly that'll shoot you. That'll fuck you up if you're lucky. There's still some wrestlers like him that exist. Yeah. They're just not they're not pushed to the point where they're exposed yet.
And he won't shoot you because they'll take his gun away. He'll just punch the shit out of you until you cry and wish you were dead.
Wish you were shot. And he's waiting. He's pacing like a fucking lion. That's a guy who should have been in the mix 13 years ago. Like, everybody you've seen come and go, he should have been in there in the main event, and he's just hungry, and he's just waiting.
Every stupid mark spot you fucking all bitch about, and are like, oh, did you see that guy? He flubbed the punch. Oh, did you see Bailey? She sucks. This guy is watching, waiting, knowing he's not going to get that chance. So every stupid mark spot that you guys complain about, this guy would give your life for.
His toe.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man. This guy is the legit personification of the heart of what you want to have, and it's not there because nobody's going to do that for the business now. Let me ask you a question. Well, no, Cody will. He'll take a chair shot to the head. So he won't,
because afterwards they have to stooge off.
Right.
The chair was supposed to be gimmicked. It didn't fucking work. Instead of coming out and go and putting the heat on Spears, because the SJWs go, did they really hurt Cody? Yeah. Oh no, don't worry, guys. Cody's all right in real life because but it was our fault. Wrestling's fake. Instead of Spears going, fuck you, I will lace him open again.
Yeah, could have made a fucking star.
And I fucking completely forgot about the whole, I was going to ask him about if he was related to the Young Bucks and just watch him fucking bite nails in half because he would wipe his fucking asses with those two chicks.
Or are you like, talking about did you get your name from the Young Bucks? Did you
steal that? That would be the first mark I send to him. I'd be like, go to that guy right there with the spear and ask him if he stole that name from the Young Bucks, just to watch him impale that asshole.
You'd want him to get over. He'd bitch him out for no selling super kicks, but Bucks have been doing better selling stuff. I will say that. But when it comes to that style, dude, that's where he definitely draws the line. And I'm glad he's kind of not watching the product because he couldn't handle it. It would only send him further down, dude. But yeah, dude, that's Brian Jack, a guy who absolutely shout out to BJ, man. We appreciate you, man, for really laying it down there. And when his book comes out, we'll have him back on and sell as many copies as we possibly can. And, if you want to find a way to send a message to him, you can hit me at Ben_Hameen, and I'll make sure BJ gets it because he's always deep in the woods someplace. So for me to get to him,
or raccoons on a generator wheel.
Yeah. But those types of messages, I know as you heard, he takes absolutely to the heart, and it really does matter that being an entertainer and his passion is absorbed by you as fans, and that if you can give him any feedback, you can't imagine what that would do for a guy like that who really never got his shot and worked so hard to get right there and to really get you served. What I miss? You pulling your dick out?
No, was it? Could you say it or no?
Get ready to go fishing.
Yeah. But
It's a new code word.
We're not catfishing out here. Holy shit, it's 8:45. That's how you know it was a good show, you guys. No time for the general neutral messaging system, which maybe we'll lead off
Thank
next
God.
time.
I don't want to hear what those fucking EAs have to say anyway.
As we continue to research the Curse of
Thanks for
Oak Island. Curse of Oak Island. We've been kind of passing around some
we didn't even touch space on that.
I have
today.
notes.
Well, next week's Super Show, we agree upon it. Curse of Oak Island. We'll get all our shit in on that. Let's get our shit in now. Sell some T-shirts and tell about our dates. GGP with the new authentic Ronin World Heavyweight Championship title. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I told him from day one, we got to change this belt. Even though it's a beautiful belt, it looks too similar to the WWE strap, and people are going to say this, you want to build an identity for yourself with a good championship title. So he listened, and he buckled down, and he bought a beautiful championship, and I'm looking to defend it anywhere and everywhere against anybody. So if anybody is interested in having the Ronin Heavyweight Championship defended in their promotion, just hit me up.
Is it on the line versus Blake Troop for my cause out there in California? I know we got a big...
funny you should bring that bitch up. I'm glad you brought his name up.
Wait a minute. I thought Buck left with the gun. There's still some shooting going on.
Shit.
No. This clown, this ass clown, decides to keep going on social media, keeps preaching to the marks, all 6 of his fans, and, he's trying to make a name for himself. Look, man, it started off as a shoot. It's turning into a freaking work now because we're going to probably have a wrestling match in September. If shit gets out of line or if he doesn't know what he's doing in the match, I'll make him sell. I have no fucking problems turning it back into a shoot. He's trying to be a witty guy, put my picture on a missing poster. When I told him I was, that the thing I cut wasn't a promo. It was just to let the fans know I wasn't going to be there because I had other obligations. And they don't deserve me because the LA fans suck. You know what I'm saying? What I said in that message, or if you want to call a promo, it's the truth. That wasn't Papadon speaking. That was Demetrius, Jimmy talking because the Greek god wasn't present. I was sitting.
George.
What?
Were you going to work?
Oh, you do the voice better, Sal.
Georgie. Were you going to work at the restaurant? You had the black shirt on. I was like, look at this guy.
I just closed a deal on a mortgage, and I was just sitting in the car going back to the office to count all the millions I stole.
He had his fucking collar open. He had the black shirt on. I was like, look at this cocksucker.
So, regardless of the fact, this fucking dick won't shut up on social media. He's like a fucking little teenage girl. So, he might get smacked again. Because that's what I did last time when he got in my fucking face. I fucking pie-faced him, mushed him like you were doing in Queens. And he didn't do fuck all. So what's he going to do now, huh? And I told him, even if he wants to, anybody wants to sponsor the match, I will fight him in an MMA shoot fight and make his ass tap or knock his ass out. I don't care if he's taller than me. I don't care. I can throw hands, man. I know how to fight. I'm a man. I'm not a little kid. I'm not one of these boys who are calling spots in the back, and if something goes wrong or someone disrespects me, I just put my head down. You disrespect me, you're going to get yoked. That's the bottom line. And if this guy comes at me again, like I just said, I'll turn it back into a shoot and yoke his ass in the middle of the ring and stretch him. I have no problems hurting this motherfucker. I really don't. I love it.
That's the perfect part.
Even after that, we'll fucking book him with BJ because BJ wants a match. He'll go 0-2.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, listen, for fuck's sake. You can find me at Greek God Papadon on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Greek God Papadon. Facebook is Demetrius Papadon. The YouTube page is at YouTube page Greek God Papadon. Excuse me. Pro Wrestling T Store is / Greek God Papadon. You can find the NFO podcast at NFO_podcast on Twitter. NFO New Force Order on Instagram, Official New Force Order on Facebook. New Force Order at yahoo.com is the email address where you can send us your stories about Star Wars, your pictures of cosplayers, or yourself cosplaying, preferably in the Slave Leia outfit. Anyhow,
why do you want to see FX in that?
I got a hold of a guy who messaged me in English, but he's in Poland, and I don't know if he's a model maker for Star Wars or not, but I think he is.
All right, tell him to hit us up.
Yeah, I got to get back to him this week, but that's somebody I want to hook you up with. I just don't know how, typing in English versus on the mic might be tough, or maybe he's brilliant English speaker. I'm not sure, because most of his Facebook stuff was in Polish. I couldn't tell. It was all about light bulbs and shit. I wasn't sure.
I don't know, but did you hear about the new Polish inventor? He came out with the submarine with the screen doors. Anyhow,
but this you probably know the actual droid name. It's the one that looks like a little mining dude with the light in the middle of it. He's got like a helmet, and you press him, and then
he just goes up and down. I forgot the guy's name, but I know what you're talking about.
I think he made that. Like, that's his design.
That's cool. That's cool.
But I'm gonna try and set that up, man, because I think that would be very cool to get some of the model makers and stuff like that on. But like I say, hopefully language barrier isn't too much of an issue, but we'll find out.
Or maybe I'll just drink a whole lot of vodka that night and I'll start talking Polish too. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or we'll make it work. I can make a broom look good, kid. Yeah. Look at me. Anyhow.
Star Wars is universal language. There'll be some common ground.
That's it. Duck one, lightsaber to the gut. Chop off arm. There you go. All right. And wrestling dates. 7/14, Brooklyn, New York. It's a tribute to Homicide. 25 years he's been wrestling. I'm on the show. Don't know who I'm wrestling or who I'm working. Homicide's my trainer, so I'm actually honored to be on the show. I was trained by him and Mikey Whipwreck, so anytime that anything goes on for those two guys, I'd give my heart and soul to them because I love them from here. I love them 3,000. Put it that way. You comic book guys will get that. Other than that, don't know any other wrestling dates in July. NYWC got pushed back to August 1st. It was the 25th. We'll see what else comes up my way. But, if any promoters out there are listening to this and they want the Ronin Championship defended, just hit me up, man. Hit me up on papadon595 at yahoo.com or any of my social media links. We could talk business. Joey Zanoli, Mike Tartaglia. I would love to do an ECWA heavyweight title match versus a Ronin title match, and we can have some fun and make some money. I don't know. I want to get that Red Championship for a third time because I ain't doing no fucking jobs. Anyhow, you didn't hear me say that.
I see Phil, the promoter's in the chat room now, so Phil, if you want him out there too, hit him up, buddy. Big Sal, anything coming up? Horror Junkyard, FBI-wise, signing-wise, just hanging with Roadkill. What do we got? Breaking Sal, what's next, buddy?
Whenever me and Stevie get to it, we'll do it. Me and Chuck got something planned. We have the doubles. Me and Chuckles are going to be doing the is that Thunder? Anyway, sorry. Me and Chuck are going to be doing the heavy metal episode with Zombie Nightmare and fucking Deathgasm, one of the most fucking metal horror movies I've seen in a while. It's fucking awesome.
Look at him get excited. I like that.
Oh, it was awesome. So, and then, what is it? SEG shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com, go whatever. Got some stuff that I've been fucking off because I'm trying to get, I want to do something else. I want to try to get a game going on with you guys. I want to raise some money, do some nice things for some animals because people fucking suck.
Why don't you sell the painting and donate that to charity?
Oh, fuck yeah. I forgot I had that. Yeah, that's on, I guess that's on eBay too. I have to look that shit up.
It's on the banner below. Buy his
art. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. I forgot I had that up.
If you want to
right. So I'm terrible at this, obviously. So yeah, I did some artwork. Bullshit. What the fuck's happening here?
What's that?
I don't know. I heard some kind of weird beep.
Oh, you can go to eBay and get his original anti-Semitic.
Yeah, apparently it's anti-Semitic because I put a Jewish star in front of a Jewish guy. So that's weird. For
his Jewishness at every chance he gets.
Right, and then I put a pair of horns on him because he was pretty much the fucking devil. So yeah, that's weird. Anyhow, I do that. I have a couple more that I have started, didn't get finished because I've been doing dumb family stuff. And now hopefully I'll get those done, and we'll get everything else going. I want to try to raise some money for some animal causes. One tries to raise money for a 3D printer so I can tell Ben to shut the fuck up every time he shows me cool shit. Stop buying stuff, Mark. Just print it.
I'm gonna print you an ogre tonight.
Stop buying stuff, Mark. Just print it. And he gets fucking hot every time because I'm like, God damn it. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. So go to the SEG shirts on Twitter, dead no save or whatever. I don't care. Leave me alone on Twitter. I'm too busy getting yelled at by fucking SJWs.
You SJWs, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, everybody think you can all eat a dick. I'm trying. You know what? I'm trying to actually open up. Asshole.
What?
I found an awesome way to light those up, by the way.
Oh,
so
there you
it's
go.
just, yeah, you can drill in the bottom of it and all kinds of stuff. Anyway.
Oh man, I forgot to touch on something. It's all right.
Go ahead.
What are you touching on? Tell us, man.
No, I was gonna say, what about that body flying off the plane?
Oh, we'll come back.
Oh, Steve.
Con Air 2 coming soon. It was all a marketing ploy.
Big Steve Areno.
All right, I've been switching. I got to get it off here. All right, StevieRichardsFitness.com, the 12 and 16-week resistance band training program, to which I can't find. There it is, the avatar ad right there. 12 and 16-week resistance band training program. Choose your program, choose your video. We also have a full body workout video if you don't have 5 days a week. That's 3 days a week, 20 minutes a day. You also have a shoulder mobility video for healing shoulder injuries and prehabbing so you don't have any shoulder injuries. And there is the video there. Let's skip ahead. I got a nice little avatar that was created for me. Also, Twitter, at BWO Stevie. Instagram, when it fucking works, at Stevie Richards. YouTube, look up Stevie Richards there, or go through StevieRichardsFitness.com to subscribe. Appreciate everybody subscribing. Well over 44,000 subscribers now, so that's it. And Breaking Sal. I am the co-host of many different podcasts, ones that I do not have on my own. I am not a host. I am merely an assistant. And that's...
Look at it. Even your little fucking cartoon smug. Look at him. This fucking bastard. Thanks. So how do you mean you're not a host? If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have Breaking Sal. That would never exist without you. You're the guy who did it.
I got an idea for a painting, Sal.
Tell me.
Do a smug picture.
I can't do it any more smug than this.
Hold on. Smug picture of Stevie Richards with his face being broken like a shower door.
A sauna door.
A shattered face. Oh, man.
That'd be dope. Maybe you have some red bands around his neck or something.
Like he's B. Brian Blair in a fucking ski-doo accident.
Brian Blair, I fuck your ass. I make you humble.
Jesus Christmas.
Right.
It's no Christmas. Jabroni air guitar. Fuck the Hulk Hogan. I love
How about you, Ben? Where are you going to be? What are you doing?
I'll be.
Ben, I got to tell you something. Reminder. I got to give you the Iggy to smarten you up. Duck one, ha 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 ha, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll drop ha 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 mean right after Stevie and I do the Ultra Kayfabe declassified transmission. I might just actually replay Law and I, Law Torello, a guy I came up with from college, Random Acts, a great story of Random Acts, just a college improv comedy troupe who came together. The best always find each other, and out of that came so many names. It's almost unbelievable. It really reminds me of that OVW class of everybody from Batista to Cena to Brock, of stars who've been made out of that finding each other. So it's a great interview about improv, Second City, and I get some shoot stuff in that I've been waiting to get off my chest. Unfortunately, I'm not about Law, but he was my sounding board, so I appreciate you guys listening to that, and more episodes coming soon. I also want to say thank you to my Conspiracy Horsemen brothers tonight, because I think tonight, regardless of what you heard, shoot-wise, wrestling-wise, whatever fan level-wise, was more important for BJ to get some closure tonight, and that's important for me, for my friend to be able to lay his head on the pillow tonight and maybe be able to sleep a little bit better than he has in a decade. And I see a lot of him in each one of you, whether it's the comedy and craziness and Sal that he loves to see when people get tuned up, the true passion of the performer who is every bit as good as anybody who's ever laced him up in GGP, being able to relate to that, and to be able to be alongside of what BJ wanted to be, which was nothing more than a WWE superstar, and why Stevie gives us that credibility. And I think tonight that allowed him again. Not that he's a mark for being around stars. He's been around plenty, from Macho Man to whoever it is. But that earned respect is what he deserves. And sometimes he can go off the handle. And tonight he was right on the handle. And I hope that this did a lot for him. And I appreciate all of our audience listening and paying respect to him, how they absolutely should, because I owe him. And this was a long time coming. So thank you very much to all my podcast partners in that. July 21st, yeah, Crossfire in St. Catharines, Ontario. Be up there, Congo Konging it with my championships up there. The 27th, might do an immortal run-in, slap some people around, because the big show's coming in August. Back to watch Rome burn, just like Russo said, where Stevie and I could watch it, burn it all to the ground. There's nobody going to be safe when they're in my backyard of the missile silo again when Immortal comes back to Rome in August, infidels. But we'll be here. We'll be at hackerhameen.podbean.com, twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman, or russobrand.com for, yeah, pal, all the bench shoots you can get as Paul E. and Eric Bischoff come in to take over my spot. Now I've got a lot of time to walk around with just my ass out. And we're going to be ass out here, infidels, at the Conspiracy Horseman. YOLO!